What? We are live. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We are live. We are live. We are alive. I like to talk slow so you can watch it in times 2. How y'all doing tonight? Happy freaking awesome day. It's Monday. It's happy hour. I hope you're done with your day. I hope you are chilling with your first beer or glass of lemonade or whatever the fuck you're into. I hope you're enjoying it. I am enjoying Terrapin Hopsecutioner. It's very delicious. So, and a rock star drink. Ugh. Let's pull up. Off the top of my head, I don't even have anything. I'm not sure what to talk about at the moment. I hope everybody reached out to their parents, reached out to their moms, and let them know if they were happy to have been born for Mother's Day. You know, my mom was watching. Big shout out to her. Thanks for having me. Thanks for bringing me into the world. I appreciate it. Let's see what derp. You know, I want to navigate the waters of my experience on the internet. I need to navigate around some minds in the water. I'm not really interested in talking about Ethan or Comicsgate or fucking Shay or Liam. Like that whole thing is just a spiraling meltdown. We're using Risey as like the linchpin to the whole thing is just crazy. So I'm just gonna avoid talking about that stuff. Somebody will clip it. So let's go to. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Dork Review for a little bit. If anybody wants to hop on, they're more than welcome to. We're gonna go to Dork Review. Maybe that'll spark some conversation or not, and then we'll do some drawing. I think that'll be fun. Working with somebody right now. Don't want to say who, but it's like a detective story, right? Hey, I'm doing a detective story. And I'm like, yo, man, I hope we do it like this. I hope we do it like this. But you don't know. You know what I mean? You don't know. And you don't want to get too pushy. You know, the person's a really good writer. Right? And so you're like, hey, man, you want to do this? Yes. Okay, what do you it's going to be about blah blah blah. All right, cool. So he hops on, he does a summary, and it's like I can already see it. Like as soon as I'm like hearing his outline, I'm like already seeing like the story like unfolding, and I need to hold them horses because it may not be at all what he's talking about. Like I was like, yo, man, you seen these two movies? And he was like, yeah, I'm thinking it's in that era. And I'm like, all right, cool. I don't want to talk about my projects in detail. I'm trying to be as vague as possible, but I have to like switch it up. It's like, man, hey, I'm doing a detective story, and I go, oh man, I really hope it's sci-fi because I want to draw this and this and this. And he's going, well, I am thinking about it being in sci-fi, and you don't want to press it. You know what I mean? You don't want to push the guy. So that's gonna be fun. I'm having fun with that. I don't know where I'm gonna get the money. Dude, I was like, man, can it be like this, like this? And at first he said something, and I was like, I'm a little iffy on that. That I feel like that's kind of already been done a little bit. And I was thinking that in my head, and then I opened up. I was like, yo, let me hear what you got going on, and he gave me the story synopsis, story summary, and it sounded fucking cool. Like if it was a movie, I would want to watch it for sure. And like I know that sounds dumb, but like that's kind of what matters to me right now. It's like, would I want to watch that? Would I give a fuck? Would I want to read that? And I think I'm being really I get to draw fedoras. I really want to draw fedoras. That's like my next thing that's going to be like hard to do. Not hard, but just like fedoras. Just like a whole comic book where everybody is wearing fedoras and shit. I know the Diaz brothers just put out a comic book, man, that was just like westerns where everybody's wearing suits and it looks dope. It looks dope as shit. Boom 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 boom. Mm. Moonraker. The fucking poster is dope. What a quick like Star Wars grab. You know what I mean? Like oh it's oh Star Wars came out. Star Wars is dope. Okay, quick. Let's do a fucking let's take James Bond into Star Wars. And they use the Roger Moore version, who is like campier. You know, like I mean, Sean Connery had a backpack, but Roger Moore had like a submarine car. You know what I mean? Like there was a little more like camp to it at this point. Um, so yeah, them just being like, "Yo, quick, let's go to fucking outer space," and it was kind of goofy. This guy Jaws, he meets a lady, and at one point she has braces, and then she doesn't. It's very weird. You know what would have been interesting is if all of these girls in the background were clones. Like how more fucked up would that have been? Like, oh, like you're just kind of implying it. Like, what if this guy up in the corner in the black suit was just like, I'm orbiting in fucking clones, and he's just got, um, like he's got like they grow up to a certain point and then they come out like this, they kind of come out full grown, and then they get old, and then suddenly like the old ladies are who you see working the controls and shit of the satellite, and then maybe there's a couple of really old ladies up here doing stuff. Fucked up. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he could have like maybe taken off his hands and legs and shit with the adamantium. Once he realized like, oh, I don't know what the voice would be for Wolverine, but like once he realized he could stick his claws into Wolverine, wouldn't he just start like bisecting him like Monty Python, the Holy Grail? He would just start fucking chopping the dude up. Oh, Hulk smash! Not without your arm, mate. And then off, and then takes his arm off. I like that suit. I like that Wolverine suit. I kind of prefer that one with the smaller ears. Mr. Miracle. He's the new god, I think. I think he's a new god. This guy's power is like he can get out of anything. He can get out of anything. Like any trap, any kind of like like there were like some of the early stuff was like him like attached to a rocket, kind of shit. Like not like, oh, look at me, I'm riding a rocket, like fucking handcuffed and like tied up to the rocket. And I think he's a new guy because he hooks up with a lady who's like 2 feet taller than him. Like a warrior lady, like she's almost like a Amazon, like an Amazonian Wonder Woman, but she's from like the New Gods region of DC. That was crazy, man. When this came out, like there was like nothing. There's nothing else. You know what I mean? Now, like kids have like Clone Wars and the fucking prequels, and they have all these different different sources that they get diff from. But back then, like when we just had the movies, it was like there was more open. I mean, this was just like holy shit, but also just it left room for kids to talk about it and to explore with their toys. So it was like you had the 3 movies, or at this point, you had the 2 movies, and this ended dark. This ended fucking buck wild, man. This movie, you know, he's like lost a hand. He almost fucking falls to his death. He gets saved. Han is fucking frozen. You know, Yoda's like, there is another. How you gonna be like all that like pretending to be a fucking idiot, demanding his fucking little laser light. Mine. All right, will help you not. Oh, give me that. Oh, you're breaking my shit, dude. That was what he was like. He was like, oh yes, he has much anger in him. You're Yoda, and like this like puppet like stands up straight. That was what was so wild. It was like, ah, you know what I mean? Just like, oh, little gooner me, just gooning around in the woods, and then all of a sudden, you hear Obi-Wan Kenobi's voice, and they start talking, and like this little fucking guy just like stands up straight. And you're like, holy shit, it's Yoda. Because we didn't know who Yoda was. I was sitting in the movie theater going, what the fuck? I didn't say what the fuck, but I was just like, whoa. I had my popcorn. What? But so you had these movies and you didn't have the in-between stuff, but they had the toys. So the toys, you would like buy the toys and reenact the movie, and then start creating your own scenarios and playtime and storylines and stuff. Remember the Dagobah playset had little snakes, and that was a cool little thing to have on there. But the point is that that was when you were playing with the toys and not just like sitting there watching between this and this, here's another fucking series. Between that and that, here's another series. Dan Panosian, man, that guy is an honorable man. He is a good guy. And that fucking shit is dope as fuck. Dope as fuck. K-Bar or something, The Last Human or something. This is all like Savage Land shit. Dude, man, he's such a nice guy. He's no longer with us, so I'm not gonna say much, but this is pretty dope. I do jam on these transitional images. Forgot the name of them. I don't like his fucking face. I tell you, watching the last of the Daredevil shit. I am Daredevil. They were like, "What? Matt Murdock is Daredevil?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm Daredevil." And then goes to jail. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Cause Man Devil. That's pretty funny. Which artist is this? This is I think Tim Sale. Verse number 3. I remember this is like Owlman, this is Ultraman, this is like Superwoman. I forgot what the Green Lantern guy's name was, and I forgot what the Flash's bad guy name. But this guy was like completely fucking twisted and pissed. As like the Owlman, I wonder if he's like this is connected to like the Court of Owls in his world. Oops. That one. I like don't even know what the fuck I'm looking at here. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I just don't know what the fuck I'm looking at. I mean, I like to do shit like this. You guys have seen some of my drawings, some of my doodles where I'll just like fill a page. That's what I feel like this is. It's like somebody's just like filled the fucking page with shit. And it's fucking dope as fuck. I have no idea what any of this is or what it's from. Some of it looks anime, some of it doesn't. There's like a creepy ass fucking eyeball. There's this dope ass gun. There's some legs on a dude's face. It looks like early. I don't know what the fuck is going on, dude. I don't know. And I mean that in an awesome way. Like there's like a dude wearing a helmet. I love it. There's like a crow over here. That's super dope. And here's an also cool thing that I like. Like there's a diagonal shape of like white. You know what I mean? Like the upper left hand, there's some dark colors going on. There's some blacks of the shapes. There's some silhouettes that are filled with gray. Like that wolf at the top. Like that's pretty dope. The guy's Indian feathers, that's fantastic. And then it like starts to clear out so that down here there's this like motion, you look at the top right. I'm sorry. Look at the top left, move over to the top right. Even her legs are making that line go down. Check it out. Then you use that lady's body, which is a gray, to move over into the black, which is showing some other shit. And then finally, some crazy ass fucking guy with cross swords. That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. Ooh. I like that. Look at that fucking background. I don't know what he's fighting with. It looks like Battle Beast from Invincible. Looks like Battle Beast from Invincible. I don't know. I like the Spider-Man, and it looks like Superior Spider-Man. Oh my god, this is so fucking dope. You guys know the scene, right? You guys know the scene from this one, don't you? What is this from? Power Ring. That's what his name is in the other side. And the bad guy, Justice League, his name is Power Ring. That's what his name is. Shout out Mr. fucking Longbox. Good for you, but gay. Yeah. Freeze, creep. Your move, creep. That's right. RoboCop. RoboCop. So dope. I did watch this. I watched all of this. Woo! Look at that, man. Everybody just looks fucking sinister, dude. Even the Riddler is just like, oh my god, the Riddler looks like some kind of fucking psychopath. I mean, Batman looks like Batman's got like this like no lip tints, like almost like Clint Eastwood. Oh, sorry. I like the shading and stuff. That's a pretty clever way to like create some, so you know what I mean? It's like there's not much of a fucking, it's like you have like the main character, he's here, he's got something that he's like doing. It's giving him a light source, you know, there's something back here, and then he's turning his head to see like a whole bunch of other stuff. It's pretty dope. This is how we do it. That's Night Owl? Nighthawk? It's a oh, I don't know about that guy's face. That's not too good. Everything else but this guy's face in the corner. This is some Supreme stuff. I like the new version. There used to be a version back in the day where you had like a cape. But he's like a doctor. He's a black doctor who just like kind of helps black people. He like just like works in mostly black areas of the city. Johnson. Phew. That's hot money. Hot money. Love it. The hand, both the hands. 2021. Clever girl. Look at that. It's like, hey man, I don't feel like drawing no motherfucking feet. Oh yeah, what do you do? I'm gonna draw them. They're gonna be fighting in the snow. Oh, fucking smart. fighting in the snow. You were holding hands, and I never understood that. I'm not a big fan. It's a flat. I don't know what that is. Sorry, we all know who that guy is. We all know who that is. Jubilee. Never done it right. Whoa, look at him. He looks sad. He looks really poopy pants. Oh, I'm not a big fan of him. At least they gave him a fin. I like her. I like her sword. I like that he's holding the sword at an angle and not just like straight. You know, he's not just doing a fucking Malin and drawing a fucking flat ass sword. You know, there's some angle to it, so it looks like a real sword. I mean, that almost looks like Pedro Pascal is fucking. No, okay. You know who they should have gotten? Not Pedro Pascal. No offense, but yeah, I'm done. I'm done seeing his fucking mouth face. I'm talking about who's the guy that played the new Dracula Unbound, and he was in like Fast and Furious and shit. He's a British guy. He was in the Dracula movie where he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna be a good guy," like the untold story, untold beginning of Dracula. That guy. Shit, don't make me stop and look it up. But like that could have been a good Doctor Strange, I think. Whatever his name is, I forgot his name. That doesn't look like the Hulk. That looks like fucking Boris Karloff. And the chick with this out, maybe like Starbuck from Battlestar Galactica. She was also on The Mandalorian. Maybe, I don't know. I'm sure you could find a younger person. What's going on, Violent?
Well, show.
Oh shit, we gotta turn you up.
I can move my mic closer. Is that better?
Yeah, hold on.
All right. You seem fucking bored looking at this shit.
Trying to turn you up.
I can probably turn myself up over here.
There you go.
All
Talk.
right. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So he's looking at fucking some art or something like that, huh? It's all the same artist?
Not all the same artists, no. This is Quesada. This is not Quesada. That's definitely not. That's Pelion. Yeah, I'm just using them as conversation starters.
Yeah. Everything looks so animation now. It's like it's just everything's real smooth looking. Must be the colorist and shit like that. It's just everything looks like I don't know. I don't know if I really like it. I mean, you know, I grew up kind of reading the '80s books and shit, so it's like
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like comic books. It looks like kind of like animation or something.
Even this, where they've like, I remember this, and they've like cleaned it up so much that it almost looks vector now. You know.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's weird. It's probably because I grew up seeing these artists, and then you see people basically mocking their artwork. So they have the same art, but they are different. Yeah, you can see how it's just like kind of this weird, kind of less.
I love that, dude. That's just dope.
Yeah, the
Just going
colors are
off
just
of
more
there.
bold and just kind of seem to stand out. Like they're more contrasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Those
And
legs are pretty
as a
wonky.
printer, you start to see shit. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, his hair, his sword gleam, the flash at the bottom, the logo at the top, like where the yellows are going. Okay, oranges are in back. On this, there's a blend of like that red and like you can like break down the colors.
Yeah, yeah. Now everything's HD, I guess, and I'm sure the printing paper and everything is and the printers are much better. So it's like you probably can get some pretty awesome shit. But
Yeah,
I
now you don't have to worry about like separations and stuff. It just like prints. It's not you don't have to really worry about that kind of.
yeah, yeah.
Woo!
That must be Ross or something like that.
I don't know. What if it says? Yeah, this is a cool website. Just to like check out like what's what's the word for it? Expected of the industry.
Oh, like if you're like an artist trying to come into the business, like what's like what's trending and shit like that.
Kind of what's trending, and also it's like, hey, I'm drawing stuff, and it's like, yeah, well, is it this good? Like this is what's like popping right now. Like, is your shit this good? I don't know. That's me. That could be. Ooh,
It's fun, but the anatomy is a little off
it's
on that body.
Wasada.
Yeah, it's a little off. The body's bad. It just doesn't have that the way the chest looks just isn't like it's chest to shoulders, the whole thing. Even as he's arching his back and the whole thing. You see how his like rib cage goes almost into his butt. That's really weird looking. The whole thing kind of looks a little off, but it's fun. It's a fun photo. I mean, nobody's really going to give a shit except artists. They're going to look at your anatomy. Everybody else is not going to give a shit. Like the other, the fist in the back should be a little bit smaller than the fist in the front. Little shit like that. But yeah, yeah, Casada's amazing. I mean, these guys turn shit out in a day. I'm sure he drew that in one day.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're just
he didn't spend 5 years on it. Yeah, there's like little like hiccups, but these guys are like crunching out shit for mainstream.
yeah,
There's a
yeah. Like
little
the
bit of
difference
a
between
speed
Bernie
to it.
Wrightson or something and
Oh yeah,
who spent like
I don't know who
years.
did this.
Her legs look although the right leg looks different than the left leg, and she doesn't have a crotch. Kind of weird shit, but yeah.
It's a weird little bump.
Yeah, I mean it's a little too symmetrical. I mean it's like you want like the body to do it like that kind of like if you study the old Greek like fucking paintings and Greek sculptures, the way they have their body like kind of naturally posed is different than
Doing
what you
something
see.
different.
Yeah, go look at fucking like Travis Charris or something. Travis Charris knows it. He knows how to do that shit right the right way.
Something about her wrist as well. I wish she was doing something with his hand.
Or wrist is elongated. Yeah, it's like there's some reason that where that it's probably maybe it's how that little outfit fits on her arm, but it goes almost up to the thumb, so it makes her wrist look weird. But
Yeah,
it
makes
looks
me
a lot.
think she's holding a heavy. With this, there's just so many like rule of cool that I like about it that I don't care. Like, oh, his head's fucking gigantic for his body, but like I like the
Mhm.
city and I like the bats.
Yeah, his eyes are huge too. Yeah, I mean it must be anime influence or something like that. I guess with the big, giant eyes. Somebody
You know
once
what I
told
mean? Other thing, it's like well, like I don't think the bats would be like that grouped so tightly. But
me.
then I look at the gargoyle head and I go, yo, that is a dope fucking gargoyle head. So I don't really fucking, like there's just enough like rule of cool that I would be like, oh yeah, dude, get this. Like I would be like, yeah, give this kid a fucking job.
Hmm. Oh, this is like an amateur artist or is it a real
I don't
artist?
know. I don't know who this kid is, but I'm just like, if I was like, they're like, yo, he's gonna be doing some interiors to like a Robin miniseries. Like I would pick it up for sure.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, there's I mean, there's obvious issues with the shadows and shit on it are a little bit they're a little bit off, but
Oh
it
yeah,
just doesn't have a sense of
they're like
distance.
McFarlane off, dude. They're like all kinds of like fucking like
Yeah, you call it style, right?
yeah. It's completely like rule of cool is what I was saying with this one. Just like, is that
Mm.
how the fucking is that how the cape would roll? Is that how the feet would be like? And it's like fucking who cares? Like that just looks cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the shadows look. I mean, you don't really have a light source, so it seems a little bit weird, like where things are coming from. I think he's just trying to create depth of field with like adding those shadows to the like gargoyle kind of thing and just
Yeah.
different things like that. So he's trying to add this little bit of space between the two different objects and stuff like that. But
I like that the gargoyle is like a little more like low res. Like it's not so rendered. I mean, it's rendered, but in the sense of like it's not this like insanely carved fucking monster face. You know what I mean? It like that looks like the gargoyle from the Chrysler building in New York City. You know what I mean? Like it looks like a realistic um gargoyle rather than fucking some crazy shit.
yeah. When they built buildings, they didn't do it. Wasn't like they're pretty rough looking. Like everything's
Yeah,
kind of
like low res, like you know what
like
I mean. Like everybody's trying to do like fucking PlayStation 5 Diablo fucking monsters, with horns and shit, and it's like it would be more geometric, it'd be more like low polygon kind of like concrete.
yeah. I mean, it is weird. I mean, it's I don't know. If I saw this artist and I was looking at him, I don't know if I'd hire him to do a superhero comic book because just the way they're drawing figures and everything else, it just doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like a superhero. It feels a little bit more I don't know campy a little bit, more than it is like an actual like superhero with muscles and the whole thing. I mean, I don't know. I mean, who knows what they're doing with the storyline?
Yeah, I mean, for like for like a Robin, I would probably pick it up
Yeah,
if
it is cool.
he did some Robin stuff, some crazy just like go nuts stuff.
Hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I'd have to see it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole reason why a writer and artist, when they combine, they can make magic, or they can be totally, objective to each other, and just like each see the vision totally different of what the story's going to be. Yeah. But
Yeah, I mean, he could
this
like
story be.
it can go from like, yeah, I don't really like the way this guy is drawing Robin. He may like draw something about time traveling and like he doesn't have to rely on known characters, known archetypes. He could just kind of like
Yeah.
draw shit and then you're like, oh yeah, I do like this shit. I
Yeah, I
do like it.
remember like McFarlane did like what was it, year two or something, like Batman year two, or was that?
Yeah.
And I just couldn't get into it. I was like, I mean, you love McFarlane's work, and there's some cool covers, and there's some good stuff in there, but it doesn't really fit Batman. It's too over the top kind of weirdness. It doesn't. It almost takes it because it's like a really like Batman's more like very settled kind of in the way he's doing this. Nothing's really over the top. He's kind of like
Hmm.
very grounded kind of character, and so you're like, yeah, this is a little bit weird. It's like, I mean, I guess but if you did a Scarecrow issue or something, it'd be kind of cool. You could do something cool.
Holy shit! Look at this, dude.
Now, who drew that? You think?
Pattison, Eastman, Campbell, Pattinson. So maybe Campbell did it. A fellow named Campbell. Yo, the way they're dressed with the black and gray is fucking hot, bro. It's fucking hot, bro.
Yeah, it kind of looks like what is it like? What was it
Like
in that Japanese
real
thing?
ninja garb. You know what I mean? Not like, hey, bro, no, I'm in my fucking purple shit, bro. Like, no, it looks like real like arm guards and shit like that. Like stuff. I mean, honestly, shit that I am drawing right now, like wraps and like pads and armor like this, like I'm kind of drawing shit like this right now. So I'm not like, oh, what the fuck, they're copying me. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just, you know, everybody's pulling from the same sources. I think I don't know, but this is I think it's fucking dope as shit.
Yeah, the stances and the stuff, and just the general line work kind of looks like the lone wolf and cub thing that used to come out.
Yeah,
Kind of reminds me of
yeah,
that. Yeah, but that was
exactly.
from like the 70s or 80s or something. That was long
But
ago.
it's nice that it's like, yeah, I feel like the shit that I'm reading and getting inspiration from, I feel like maybe the turtles people are now getting inspired from as well. Like I love the fact that like dude, when my guys are walking around and talking, like their feet are on the ground, right? But as soon as action happens, there's like nobody's touching ground anymore. Like everybody's fucking jumping, bouncing off of walls, doing cartwheels. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no feet on the ground. But you see the feet. Does that make sense? So like I'm looking at this and it's like all these dudes are jumping. Even Leonardo at the very bottom, he's got his feet jacked up and he's like, he's jumping. So they're all like in like mid jump. I think this is dope as fuck.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like a totem pole or some shit or something.
I don't know who the fuck that fox person at the top is. I don't know who that albino turtle is at the top. But
Probably a female turtle at this point
that's
or something.
dope.
There's a rat there or something. Yeah.
That's so dope. I
There's a guy.
never want to
One of
see
the
it
turtles has
again.
like arm things. Like he has like instead of like
Tattoos, dude.
no, like the guy from the second from the bottom, he has like those
Like
claws or some shit.
Wolverine things. Yeah.
Yeah, something. Yeah, and there's obviously one, two, three, four, five turtles. So it must be a new turtle.
Yeah. It's okay. So this one has Chucks. This one has Psy. This one has this bow staff. This one has Wolverine claws. And then this one has a sword.
Yeah, like Leonardo has a sword, Donatello has a bow staff,
Damn, dude,
Raphael
that
has
shit is
the claws,
dope.
and then what is it? What I forget the guy who has the nunchucks like a. No.
It's Raphael down to is that Michelangelo?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Michelangelo had the nunchucks.
So it's a new
Dude,
turtle or something.
yeah, that's dope as shit, man. All right, let's stop. Can't look at it too much. Oh my god, look at this, bro.
Yeah, it's like old Frazetta or something like that.
It touches on multiple fucking spots, dude.
Yeah, the girl looks very
Thundar was
Frazetta.
dope as fuck. Thundar was like peak dope as fuck. And then this is Dan Panosian, so it's like Dan Panosian is just fucking dope as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I love fucking Thundar.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's cool looking. So yeah. Hey, what's up,
Do you
Gus?
know Thundar? Do you know the story?
No, no, no. What is it like? Just like a he's
What?
just like a Conan the Barbarian kind of thing.
Um. Okay, so long story short, a meteor goes between Earth and the moon, and it cracks the moon, and it causes all these like tidal waves and all this stuff, right? And basically like drops civilization down to like nothing, and they have to like go and rebuild civilization, and they're over thousands of years they come back in a world of quote um, sorcery and super science. So that's what the cartoon is about. So you have this this guy in the front with a lightsaber. He was like a Spartacus kind of a character where he was like fighting in these like slave pits and shit, and he got free, and the giant monster behind him is his name is Ukla the Mock. He's from a race of Mocks. Okay. So like I don't know why he gave him like a weird hat, like a weird little like penis hairdo, but he looks kind of like Chewbacca with like a shaved face.
Yeah,
But
when you said lifesaver, I thought about Han Solo and Chewbacca. I was like, or yeah, like the whole Star
so
Wars
and
connection.
so then so he like gets this and it's not called a lightsaber, it's called a sun sword, and he holds on to it, and he like it's like Conan the Barbarian in Mad Max riding around with a princess who knows super science and she knows wizardry, like she can shoot shit from her hands, and there's like destroyed fucking buildings and shit in the background, and yeah, that's the gist of it. So he's like a Spartacus character. He's fighting these fights, and then he becomes friends with this giant monster, and they escape with the help of the princess. And so the three of them then go on like adventures. So every episode is like them going to a different part of this apocalyptic fucking Earth, and he has a sun sword, which is basically a fucking lightsaber. Um, it's kind of crazy. I didn't always think that like Ukla was like a non-human. I was always wondering if Ukla the Mock was like a human with like a mask on.
Hmm. But he doesn't he covered in hair though. He's like a fucking Sasquatch or some shit, right?
Yeah,
With
I
those
mean,
claw hands.
maybe, I guess so, you know, but it's like in the show, like the face is almost like it almost looks like an Eskimo mask. It almost looks like a Native American Inuit kind of a mask, like a totem pole mask,
Hmm.
you know. Does that make
Yeah, maybe
sense,
he took from different like places. He took like from different like the creator took from like Star Wars, took from like Native Americans or something like that, just different things. I'll
Yeah.
probably find the fucking trailer or something for it.
It's fucking you found the trailer for Thundar?
I'll look it up right now. I'm sure
Dude,
there
you
is.
should check it out, dude. Just watch like the intro of it, and you'll be like, "Oh, okay, I get it. It's fucking dope." Oh shit, I don't know what that is. I can't read it, but that looks cool. What are your thoughts
Yeah.
on Ryan Gosling as the fucking and being in Star Wars?
Oh, he's gonna be in new Star Wars.
Yeah, he's gonna be in another Star Wars movie.
Is he like? Is it like Star Wars or the Mandalorian thing that's coming out? Like, I know there's a Mandalorian thing's coming out, but I mean, the way the
Mandalorian
series
is coming
ended.
out, but no, it's called Star Wars Starfighter.
Oh God. Yeah, yeah. No, I don't know. It's weird because it's like
No,
I guess I really kind of look at those actors and I don't know like how they're popular. I've said this before. I just don't understand like Juana Reeves became a huge star, and I don't understand like how Ryan Gosling's a huge star. I like their movies. I like them in the movies, but I just look at
I
movie
mean
stars
they
from back in the
he.
day like Clint Eastwood and shit and other people. I just like them better. I guess I don't know. There's more of a rough and tumble kind of thing. The
I'm a little
Disney
bummed
star.
out because I feel like they had Star Wars Starfighter with Poe Dameron. Like I was kind of invested in a Poe Dameron kind of guy. Like
I
a
don't
really
remember.
good pilot. Like he was kind of like the new Han Solo, but he was like a really good fighter pilot. You know what I mean? He was like a Tom Cruise of Star Wars.
He was in the new series.
Yeah, he was in a Force Awakens and
How you spell his
the
name?
the Rise of Skywalker and shit like that. What's his name? Oscar Isaac.
Okay, yeah, 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 yeah. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, and he was like, I don't know. He seemed like, hmm, how you put it? Like,
He was like smart alecky in the first one, and I was just like and like really good. So it's like he's kind of shit talking and cocky, but also like really good. But at the same time, he's not like force. He's not a force user, which
he doesn't seem like a badass, and like you kind of have to have like an element of like being a badass when you're kind of like supposed to be a badass in a movie. You know, it's like he kind of seems like a dude that would sell you like insurance on your home or something like that, or
Oh
fucking.
shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't seem
Mm.
like a tough dude. He doesn't seem like Clint Eastwood always seemed like he actually was the kind of guy that would punch you in the face. Like he
Hmm.
just had that thing about him.
I
Even like
guess, yeah.
Harrison Ford felt the same way. Harrison Ford felt like a real person. He kind of, hey, I'm sure he was a nice guy, but
Hmm.
I'm sure but I think he also had that kind of like element of growing up like a little bit rough. He had that kind of like a little bit. I don't know, like let me think of a Hispanic actor. His Oscar, I guess, is that they're all Hispanics, I guess, in Mandalorian now. Um,
Do you see like some of like the
the
behind the
Trago guy
scenes
or something.
footage of Han Solo? Like Harrison Ford is like, I guess like he was like working there at Lucas's house, like fixing something, and was like reading the script to these people. Like so, like all these different people would come in to read for the Princess Leia part, right? So they would come in and like they weren't sure who was going to be Han Solo, so they would just get Harrison Ford to come in and sit down and like talk those
Oh, when they
parts.
were doing the auditions for the
Yeah, yeah, when they're
for
doing the
Leia.
auditions. So it's like by the end of like the third or fourth like day, they realize they're like, holy shit, like Harrison is Han Solo. And it's only from him just like being so fucking tired of like repeating everything like over and over for everybody. You know what I mean? That like he was just like so like, yeah, what do you want? Yeah, that's fine.
Harrison
You
Ford
know what
was
I'm
the
saying? Like he was so Harrison Ford and almost like there was like an annoyance to like his lines near the end. They were like, holy shit, like that is what we want with Han Solo, like this fucking like kind of annoyed dude.
well, Harrison Ford was already in like American Graffiti. Like
Yeah,
he has a bit role in that. Which
yeah.
if you see that role, you could see how he was typecast after that for everything else George Lucas did. George Lucas did Indiana Jones. George Lucas did fucking everything. So it was like, you could tell it was like he kind of became a star after that. I think people were contemplating about Mark, oh whatever, the guy who plays Luke Skywalker,
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill. Yeah, no surprise. I don't think of his name anymore because he's such a piece of shit. And like they were talking about,
He really placed his bets, didn't he? He really
I think it's this. It's like this. I see Rob Liefeld all the time going on there, and he tries to like promote. His son wants to be an actor, right?
mm-hmm.
And so Rob's always talking about movies and trying to get, use his star clout to like, and then he'll talk about his son a little bit. And, whatever, everybody wants to do that for their kids. I'm sure my dad would do the same. I'm sure your dad would do the same. But, I think that's what's going on with like Mark Hamill. I think Mark Hamill has family and he's probably trying to self promote himself. He wants to be in the good graces, all the producers and different people like that. So he'll just say and do whatever he thinks is going to get, him noticed and get himself promoted by certain people. You get him invited to parties and shit. Like remember that whole thing where Rob was not invited to
he
parties and
should just
shit.
be quiet about it because the people that he's trying to like make happy are like these weird SJWs and not the actual creators. You know what I mean? Not the actual directors
Yeah,
and shit,
I know
right?
Lucas is a pretty big SJW for what I understand, or at least
Yeah, but he
pretend.
isn't making anything anymore.
No, he sold everything. He sold off all his rights to everything. But yeah, what was the story that just came out? Was like how
Ooh, Machine Man.
somebody they were telling somebody they were telling like Steve Kerr who runs like the Golden State Warriors like the coach to stop talking about politics. I think that's going to be something you're going to see in the next year. I think it's within this year you're going to see everybody say, "Hey, can you stop talking about politics? Can you stop talking about like your liberal views anymore?" That's going to
Dude,
be
this is
it's
yeah.
going to be a super popular thing to say.
This cover right here got Mr. Fantastic better than the fucking movie did, dude.
I mean, again, it's like the same actor doing. He's in every single thing. He's in
Like
Mandalorian and
there was
everything.
like barely any stretch to him. You know what I mean? Like there was barely and like this him running and like using the stretch to like get faster. Like we didn't get to see really any kind of stretching
Yeah.
in, except for when fucking Galactus started pulling on him. That was like the only moment.
He didn't really fit that role very well, and he doesn't seem like a smart person. It's hard to say, like, you know, as a casting agent, if you ever talk to a casting agent, they'll say that there's certain things that you just have to like accept with actors and in general. And so it's like, you know, somebody's appearance, you know, it's part of like being kind of like a little bit superficial when you look at people, because that's what the audience is going to look at it and they're going to believe the role. And
Yeah,
so
there should have
they
been
made the
somebody
role.
else, man.
Well, they made the role as Reed Richards is kind of dumb, but his wife is a smart one. His wife saves the day. Remember that? And she kind of wears the
Yeah,
pants in the family. So it kind of he kind of had this real beta male kind of like feeling to him. So I think they kind of you know, they're not stupid to make these movies, but I think they typecast him as that kind of thing, where it was like he's kind of like I mean, the guy in real life is a homosexual, and you know, it's like
yeah,
you go look at like Jessica Biel or something, or not Jessica Biel, but Jessica Alba. So Jessica Alba's career was never anything really big, and then she basically she married or started dating a big producer in Hollywood. Like she basically got with him, and then she got in every single movie. And people are like, why is Jessica Alba in every single movie now? And then you see who she's connected to. Like she's connected to some producer. There's really a way to sleep your way to the top. I mean, that was the whole thing with fucking like the Me Too movement and fucking what's his name uh, like uh, like Harvey Weinstein and shit. And Harvey
mm,
Weinstein was a big player. So if you slept with him, you got and like all these women slept with him. To they say like Charlize Theron was her career was made by sleeping with him.
ew.
Yeah, yeah. No, one time I
Now
think
she's sitting there going, "Could I have made it without honking the bobo of fucking Harvey, dude?"
well, there's you ever heard those stories where he talk about all the sexual shit he did? He was like a real degenerate, like a
Yeah, I
super
don't want to.
degenerate
Yeah,
alcoholic.
yeah. Something about taking people up in the showers. I don't. It's gross as shit. Yeah,
Well, yeah,
not as
it
gross
is
as Poe. What they
they
did to
turned
him in
Poe
Last
into
Jedi. They took Poe up into the penthouse, and what they did to his character in that penthouse
I don't even
was
know
just as
what
shameful.
happened. Is it the Last Jedi? I honestly I tried watching, rewatching this movie. The same with the Marvel movies. They got like a Disney Plus account,
Yeah,
just like I could watch them all, and it was torture. It was like pure fucking torture to watch, especially because I read the comic books, and I was like, this is so fucking terrible, dude. This is so bad, dude. And I was just
I
like,
didn't understand why they were like, oh yeah, all that legacy stuff doesn't exist. That was weird, And then it was like, all right, well, like the Force Awakens. Okay, let's give this a chance. Let's give this a shot.
well, I'm
And I
telling
went
you,
and saw it, and I was like, okay, but then uh after that, it just like was like dumb as shit. I don't know. I didn't
it's
like it.
like I was telling you with like fucking I watched
They're teleporting fucking lightsabers. Like 1 second, he literally just like goes, "Oh, I've got a lightsaber from behind my back." Like, dude, that last movie they were just off the rails. And I at one point they were like, "Yeah, when they have J.J. Abrams, they were like, yeah, we have a story group. We have these group of 8 fucking Star Wars elders, and they're gonna fucking write the script and make sure that it is all fucking." All lined up, and then they just let that Ryan Johnson guy just show up and just do whatever the fuck he wanted, dude. It was fucking bizarre.
I don't know. Yeah, like I was saying, like when I watched the Fantastic Four movie, which is like the more recent thing, it was pretty apparent. Like they made the woman, the Reed Richards' wife, like an Invisible Girl, like the man of the relationship, and then she was like totally, she looked like a man. She kind of looked like Lady Gaga or something, and then then you had like fucking, the gay guy as Reed Richards, and those are the
Dude,
two main
like
characters.
the only way they got like the mole man to fucking chill the fuck out was because he was like gooning for fucking the Invisible Girl.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I was a really bad movie, but then I went and saw the new Star Wars, I mean, the new Superman movie, and that was so fucking bad. It was like it was on a different
Oh,
level of
like
terrible.
and share. We're about to get angry here. Like and share on X. Shit's about to get fucking heated in here.
Oh, you like the new Star Wars movie? I mean, Superman movie?
Hold on. Um, Parts of it I did.
I mean, it just felt like there were. It just felt like there was one stupid thing after another. There was no reason for it to like. It was like there was no story. It was just like one dumb scene after another, and just kind of. It was almost like they saw Guardians of the Galaxy and then just tried to make Guardians of the Galaxy or something like
Well,
that.
it's the same guy. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, like when it's the same guy, and they're like, "Hey, man, that was
He's run out
really
of
great
ideas.
what you did. Can you do that with fucking Superman?" So it's like, yeah, like the whole like when Yondu was whistling and the fucking whistle and the air was flying around, and there's like a
Yeah, yeah.
funny little old
Thing is the
song.
spear thing that was happening.
Yeah, like they're literally giving us
Yeah.
that same scene. But it was like as I'm watching, I'm going, all right, this is okay. But I mean,
Well, wait, wait.
it's like,
Wait,
but
wait
it's
to
like I
the end.
also understand who I'm watching. You know what I mean?
Go,
Like
go to the end. Go to the
I'm
end of the
aware
movie.
that I'm watching Picasso, or I'm aware I'm watching. You know what I mean? Like I'm watching James Gunn. He's gonna
Well,
do some goofy shit.
go to the end of the movie and remember the whole scene where he's flying through like it was like center of the earth or meteors or some kind of weird thing he was flying through, like some kind of weird like subterranean lava pits and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
That part of the movie, I swear to God, like I was just like, this is the worst thing I've ever fucking seen. This is so fucking dumb, and it was just so, and that was like, it had to be like 30 minutes of the movie of just stupidity, just like flying
I
around
don't
doing
think it
dumb
was
shit,
dumb.
punching each other, and another person punching each other. It was just like, and nothing made, and there was nothing on the line. Like in the Superman movie, even the old Superman movies, there was like a world catastrophe was going to happen. It was like a James Bond movie. It was like this big catastrophe was about to happen, and Superman had to like figure out a way to win. He had to be smart about it. This was just like utter chaos, retardation. It was just so fucking dumb. And I
I'm
mean,
gonna talk.
I don't know about
Yeah.
Gun or what.
Okay, what did you like?
I
What did you like?
mean, movie wise, like I didn't like that movie at all. I didn't like the
At all,
character.
nothing.
I didn't like
You
the
didn't like the guy
actors.
playing Superman.
I didn't
Nothing.
like anything. I mean, I was like, if I was like the studio head and I was involved in it, I probably would have had him killed. I would have been like, joking, totally. But I mean, it was just insanity. It was pure fucking insanity. The guy. I mean, I said this about Christopher Nolan. I think Christopher Nolan's on drugs or something. The way I see his movies, they blow me away how bad they are. I mean, Christopher Nolan was a great director, great and Jonathan Nolan's good, but there must be a disconnect going on there, like some fucking problem. But I don't know. I mean, it blows me away how bad it is. Tarantino still makes good movies. The
Yeah.
Coen brothers still make good movies. But you could see how they. I mean, Tarantino's kind of like, I don't know. I
He's
don't know
all
how
right. I think
he's
he
not
gets a.
been absorbed by
He's.
the evil of Hollywood. But same with the Coen brothers moved to Texas or something to get away from Hollywood. I think. Like there was a funny thing where there's like the Coen brothers were giving an award at the Oscars, and they're like, just they show up on a TV screen, and they're like, yeah, we couldn't make it, so we're working on a movie, but they don't want to go to Hollywood and deal with fucking those people. They're just like, yeah, these people suck. I don't like them. I think that's pretty much the feeling. They occasionally say some like woke shit to make themselves seem like they're on the level, but I think they aren't. I think they're just like, this fucking sucks. I think most people feel that way. I think it's just you're dealing with bankers and shit. I mean, you can't deal. I mean, when you deal with bankers or like those kind of people, and you're an artist, it's just fucking soul crushing, dude. It's like you're just dealing with like somebody just doesn't get it. They don't get any sort of like to them it's just like, how can I get an extra dollar out of something? How can I make some like, how can I get praise from like
Oh,
some
I get
corporate
it, dude.
entity?
I get it. Believe me, dude. Like I was part of like art departments. Going to head not against sales departments, but just like dealing with sales. And just squeezing stuff, squeezing how to get an extra dollar out of shit. So
Yeah, the ad revenue or the ad agencies in New York have to be, like there must be
Mhm.
some sort of pure evil going on there to a certain degree. I
I
mean,
mean, it is like the idea. Somebody like called out like, oh, like corporations have the mentality of psychopaths. It's like it's only about the bottom line. As long as the bottom line is getting full, as long as we're in the black, we're good. That's all that matters.
Well, yeah, like American Psycho. It was written by that guy that did like you ever see the movie Less Than Zero with like Robert Downey Jr. and shit?
Yeah.
You must have seen it because they're right in your wheelhouse. Yeah, great movie, right? And like I forget the name, the novelist that wrote that, but he also wrote
It's like Ellis something.
yeah, Ellis. Yeah, he wrote fucking like American Psycho, and American Psycho. He it was like he I guess he came on the revelation that all those like Wall Street people and like New York kind of executives are all sociopaths. Like that's the way
Yeah.
they get it. And so they have this it's like they're like they did some like study of like psychologists and they're like, yeah, all these people have sociopathic behavior. And that's
Mm-hmm.
how they do so well in business. And when you go into that sort, and that's where you got the idea is like, yeah, all these people are.
Dude, that
It's
book,
all,
that book.
well, then you take the idea, you go, okay, they're all sociopaths. So the biggest guy, the biggest badass in all those areas would be a psychopath because you actually, and the whole idea that corporate America will cover up psychopathic like murdering of like, it's like the idea he came up with was that like corporate America will see like 100,000 people die from like some accident that happened that could be totally preventable if they just spend a few extra bucks like doing safety standards. But they just
Mm-hmm.
sort of wipe it off the face of the earth because it's not good for stock. It's not good for anything else. So that's where they come up with the Patrick Bateman character is that he's basically an amalgamation of like all these like fucking these corporate greed, corporate things. Just like it's almost like it's not even sociopathic behavior; it's psychotic behavior at this point because they almost deliberately try to go out to kill people because they're just they have this they
Dude, I
see
was
what they're doing is
reading.
wrong, but they just do it anyways. It's like
Oh, I was reading that book on the subway.
all right. Probably got some looks from people when you're on the subway doing
Well,
that.
just like sitting there. I mean, I was like giving other people looks. You know what I mean? Like it was late '90s, so it was like kind of a new book. But I was like kind of like reading it on the DL, and just like, oh my god, just like, ugh, ugh, and just like looking around, like is that guy gonna turn me into sausage? Like is that guy gonna fucking turn me into sausage? You know what I mean? Like it makes you like look
What was
around a
your
little
what was
bit,
your
dude.
perspective of riding the subway all the time? I live in New York. I rode the subway to work all the time, and I
Yeah, I
thought
had to write it all the time.
it was
All
an
the time.
interesting. It was a real interesting sort of dynamic of being on the subway and being around all these people because it was like it really was like a diverse. You got people that were dressed in suits who would get on there like with their kids. Sometimes it'd be a whole people a family that was dressed in their suits with their kids all dressed up. You'd see the homeless guys. You'd see people that were coming home from a
Hmm.
basketball football game or playing,
Oh, dude, on the 7 train,
sports
like
or
we
something.
would the
People
seven
dressed up
train
to go to parties. It was all crazy. It was a weird dynamic. You get in the morning, it's all people going to work and people dressed up to go like they were
at
dressing their
night.
outfit
Like
for
I'd be
work.
going home at night from like the restaurant business, and there would be like a whole bunch of other like Hispanic people like going home,
Hmm.
from Manhattan into Queens with like restaurant. You could tell everybody was like restaurant workers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There was and like once a year, like the whole train, all the trains would be filled with like posh white folks going
Mhm.
to the tennis open.
Oh
So
yeah.
like the U.S. Opens would be like at some fucking tennis center, and they would like be riding the 7 train out to it. It was like in Flushings, right? So all they do was like ride the 7 to the end. They would just ride, but like during the day, like you would just see it would just be filled with um like clear. You know what I mean? Like Queens is like there's not a lot of white people in Queens, so when suddenly like the whole train is filled with like white people wearing like tennis apparel, it's kind of it's you're like, oh yeah, that's it, US Open.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I just it was a weird kind of because like it's like you go out to like Central Park or something, and sometimes it's kind of dead. Like it's kind of quiet, especially on weekdays during the day. But then you
Hmm.
go out there and it's like summertime, even during the weekdays. I mean, probably now too, because it's getting sort of spring and the weather's not too hot, it's not too cold, and you just see so many people. It's just so jam packed, and people are just doing stupid shit. And you're like, yeah, people really live around here. Because you never think that all those buildings are full of people, but there's so many
Oh
buildings.
yeah.
It's just like there's a lot of people. It's like same thing. You go like you try to go shopping in the middle of the day in New York, and it's just like you're like, whoa, dude, there's a fucking lot of people that fucking live here, dude. Like it's like like I remember certain stores. It's like you couldn't go in. Like they're like, yeah, and you see a line, you gotta try to walk in. They're like, no, 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 the line's down there. And because the store is just so full of people, you have to wait in line to get in the store just to go shopping. It's like strange shit. Yeah, it's a fun. It
Mm,
was a fun place. Yeah. So yeah, you think he would have been a better Han Solo? The guy you're just
yeah. Yeah.
people said that.
This like looking at this, I'm going. I would that'd be cool if they brought this back with maybe not AI, but just definitely like computer generated. Like they have enough footage of them as these characters to like recreate some new stuff.
I never watched Firefly, so my
Oof,
friends were huge on it, but
oof.
I don't like Joss Whedon's writing. I've always hated it. It's too tongue in cheek. It's just like all this comedy and shit. It's just like I'd rather have like more of a hard fiction kind of thing. I like that. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Is that like Arthur Adams? Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Arthur Adams is
Those
spot
guys.
on,
Those
dude.
guys would all buy like fucking like Playboy and Penthouse books and then just copy
Oh
like the fucking
really?
poses. Oh, for sure, dude. Yeah, we talked to him at conventions, like me and my friends would, and we were like, "Oh yeah, how'd you draw a girl?" He's like, just go get a nudie mag. So he just draw them up. He's all the best. Or back in the day, there were so many nude mags, but it was like the men's health magazines all had tons of
Yeah,
hot.
Maxims and shit.
Yeah, and so you just like all these girls posing perfectly, but yeah, Playboy had great poses.
I
For
never got to. I love the sword. I never. I mean, I like saw him at a convention, but
hmm
like I didn't go talk to him because there was just like so many people around him and shit, and like I
hmm
didn't have a good question. You know what I mean? I wasn't just like, oh, I like your gorilla and O'Brien. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have anything to say, so I just fucking.
Yeah,
Some
Arthur
people.
Adams, Jim Lee, Todd McFarlane, those guys are always going to have a huge group around them. You'll never get to talk to them for more than a second unless you somehow have connection to them or something like a friendship kind of thing. Yeah, the other artists you do get to talk to. Sometimes you get to walk up on some guys and they're just doing nothing. They're just sitting around doing
Yeah,
nothing.
like I've met some
And,
people, like Dan Panusian and
hmm
that Johnson
hmm
fella, like they like were sitting next to each other, and I've gone up and like not hung out, but I've like been able to go and talk to them a little bit. They're pretty cool, but yeah, like some people, there's just a fucking ridiculous line.
yeah, like when I was a kid, I collected it. There was like I was way into like kind of like indie comics, like martial law and like fucking like Faust you were talking about. I collected
Hmm.
Faust when I was a kid, somewhat. It was like you had to throw it away. It's like this is too bad. I can't have this in my book, my collection. And yeah, it was like I'm trying to think of the guy's name, but he did like a kind of a oh he made a comic called like Brat Pack, and I was talking to him. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. I could look it up. And we were talking about doing stuff, and it's like it was kind of interesting to sit there and talk to him about how he came about it because it's sort of like a Watchmen kind of comic book. It was kind of out of nowhere. Is that supposed to be Shaolin like a
Yeah, Shaolin Cowboy.
cowboy? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Woo,
Yeah. That's not
dude.
Jeff Darrow though that drew that.
No, 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 no.
Like
Somebody's doing
fucking
it for
Mandola
him,
or
but
something.
just I mean, these are slightly off, but I fucking love it, dude.
Yeah, that's like the original. That's how the original Spider-Man looked. He looked like a kind of had that almost like a I don't know how to describe it. Like a long face and everything. It's like a Cary Grant or something kind of look to him.
I like the slanty eyes.
Oh, with the fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah, yeah, I like the slanty eye look. It's just
Mm-hmm.
dope.
Yeah, yeah. Have you ever heard of like Rick Fitch's like Brat Pack? You ever seen that comic?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it came out like in, I think it was the 90s or 80s, 90s. It was
Yeah.
pretty awesome, man. It was like, it's really weird. It's a fucking strange ass book. If you liked Faust to a certain, I mean, it's not like Faust. It's not nearly that bad, or it kind of is.
Hmm.
It's different. It's like, it's about a group of superhero kids that are like, um, sort of like, it's like, it takes all these characters, almost like the way Watchmen does, like these DC characters and just different characters in general, and then sort of takes them and then sort of like turns them into almost realistic characters, like, sort of turns the head on like what superheroes really are, and so it's all this sort of dark side of everything. That's pretty cool. What is that? That little
Yeah.
van?
With that truck.
Yeah, is that like a? I was just say it almost like a Captain America thing or some kind of Batman thing or some shit.
Yeah, I don't know what it
Motorcycle
is.
in the back.
What if Kenny Youngblood built a van? Like I don't know who the fuck that is,
Hmm.
but I would ride the fuck out of that thing.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of
Right?
had that. I It looks like that, like those futuristic cars from the 70s or 60s or something. It kind of looks like what they thought futuristic cars were going to look like.
Nuclear
I like the art
power.
in the bottom. It's really, the person's an amazing artist that drew that. Like
Yeah.
it's like there's just the brush strokes or the pin marks or whatever it is on the bottom. It's just like,
Makes it believable.
yeah, the person really knows what they're doing. Like they can really draw. I mean, the actual design of the car is kind of a little bit weird, but yeah, it kind of reminds me of those like weird, like, I don't know, like futuristic cars, I guess, from the 60s and 50s, 60s.
Yeah, like that's wild. It's like got like a giant intake. The piping, it's like that's pretty
Yeah.
wild. Because I'm looking at them going, where's the fucking motor? So it's like in the middle. So you're like kind of like driving in front of
Hmm.
the engine. The engine's like in the middle of the car.
Well, the reason why they put the engine in the front is so that you can get air exhaust, so you can cool the engine.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know. Without air exhaust, you have to cool the engine some other way. Seems like a turbine engine, like turbines kind of take air in and blow it back, and then sort of blow it out the back.
Wow. So get to the engine, you have to like open it up inside the car.
Yeah, I remember like Punisher, like fucking Warzone, and just like Punisher, what was it, Armory or something like that, would have a bunch of shit like this.
Yeah, I love that shit, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty
I
crazy.
love that shit, dude.
Yeah, if you wanted to know how to draw a gun or fucking cars, it was just like, there's so much shit in there.
I like this, dude. This is so dope. Because it's I know it sounds dumb, but it's easy. You just take the wheels off and then put a couple wing jet configurations, and then you got a little spaceship.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to wonder if they actually made vehicles like this where there was like this really front, forward cab. I think there was some like European cars or vans or
Because I would
something.
understand if like they had like a back engine. You know what I mean? There's vehicles that have engines in the back, so I can understand like hey, there's room for four people in the back, and then and some luggage space, but then you have the engine back here. It
Yeah,
seems a little front heavy. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm not a you know.
yeah, like a structural engineer or like a
Yeah,
mechanic.
I'm not a
Yeah,
structural
yeah,
engineer, but just to be like sitting with the engine right behind me, I don't.
yeah. No, they like in the 70s and in like 60s, 70s, they made a lot of really weird cars. Like a lot of American people made their own. Like there was a lot of American companies making cars,
Mm-hmm.
and so you had a lot of weird models that came out. Like you could, if you're ever into it, you can look into it. Like just all these crazy ass cars that they had
That's
spread
something I
there.
want to check out. That would be dope. Would be a good show topic. Is
Yeah.
fucking weird ass 70s cars.
Yeah, they were mostly, I think, like 60s, 70s. There was just a lot of money. It's like whenever there's a lot of money in some industry, people, like, you get investors. Investors will invest money into it, and then you just get all these people creating crazy ass great stuff. But yeah, so Superman with a beard, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a little weird looking. I just don't understand, like, this is just me, but why these artists don't know anything about perspective or like anatomy or anything. It's just like, and they want to be artists. They not in, I understand when they want to be artists, but and I could understand they want to do like typography or something, but why are they doing action heroes and superheroes? They're obviously not fit for it. They don't know anatomy, so what are they doing? These little feet and just all this really weird looking shit. These little hands.
Mm-hmm.
It's so strange. It's just like, I mean, it's like from this perspective, the head would be much bigger than like the chest is. The chest and the head are almost the same size because you're looking at such a like a weird, like such an extreme perspective. And then the waist is really weird. It's just I don't know. It's like these giant. It's like him with these giant fat thighs and just it's cartoonish, I guess. But yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, there's some crazy ass hands right there. The feet are wacky do.
Yeah. I mean the belt.
It's all
It's a
wacky,
weird.
dude. It's
The cape isn't moving really. It's just sort of like it looks like the cape's like is not like floating in the air. Kind of. It's just sort of like
yeah. At first you're like, oh, is that like a Bruce Tim face? And then the rest of it, you're like, that's not a Tim Bruce arm. That's not fucking Tim Bruce legs. Like like is this some sort of fucking shit from India? You know what I mean?
for me, yeah, the biggest problem with it is the way the neck and everything is revealed. It looks very feminine. Like it's like he has this big open space on the back of his neck and his chest. It's almost like like a woman's outfit where they do, men usually the collar is really, they even wear ties. So the collar goes really
See,
close.
dude, that's one of the things. I like the costume of the new Superman movie. Like he's got a little bit of a collar to him. He's not like showing.
Oh, I think James Gunn has a lot of great ideas. I just thought it was really weird. I just don't think that he. I liked Guardians of the Galaxy, the first movie. I like some of the stuff, but I think whatever happened there, he just didn't. Go back to the one you just looked at. What was that? That was pretty crazy. I wonder who drew that. That fucking just the drapery on the dress is funny. Yeah, it's just really good.
That's pretty nice. A lot of noodling.
Yeah, or just having you drawing something. I think it's probably the first time you draw something like that. It's fucking living hell, and then after you've done it like 1,000 times, it's just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna draw this stupid thing again. Yeah,
he nailed everything else. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, once he nailed everything, he was able to like dip into some of that, almost like an Art Nouveau kind of like look, that Muncha, with the curling of the.
Well, I like how it's like
the draping of some of the what you would call it, the ribbons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like how the stuff in the front's very like heavy lines, and then the back is like more light lines. So it's like gives that natural perspective on stuff. It does feel.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like they're actually, because you see that church on the bottom, like below the dress. It doesn't actually feel like they're actually in the right space because of the way it is. But because the church wouldn't be that prominent. And other things wouldn't.
Yeah, he probably could have just made it into some more regular buildings. You know what I mean? Like more basic buildings rather than trying to make it a church. Because you're already on the church. I don't need to wonder if you're on a church if I see the cross.
Yeah, it's just a little too random for me. I mean, it just looks like it shouldn't be there. Like the buildings in the very background look fine, but there's ones in the forefront. I like how he did it. I like how he kind of got them darker, so they do feel like a little bit more in the foreground. But yeah, it's like a little too. It doesn't feel like it's top heavy enough. Like it should be more.
Do you think they're fucking up there?
What's that?
Do you think they're fucking up there? Is this after they got married?
I don't know. I mean, that was the whole like joke with like heroes. It's like they have to get the costume off to fuck, and it's hard to get the costume off. So it's like,
is it?
You can't be doing that fucking like that quick fuck. Like Superman to run up and try to bang some chick or something. When you're
sometimes
a kid,
I feel like they've like they
imagine
and like she was like upside down and she went unconscious because of she was upside down.
Well, it was like once you became like 14, 15, you kind of figured out what fucking was and all that shit. You were thinking about like, and you're into comic books. You're like, wouldn't like Superman like just be able to fuck all the chicks like because he's Superman, and like he'd fuck Wonder Woman and all this shit. And you're like, and he'd have all those jokes about Superman.
Yeah, no, he never. It was almost like a beard thing of like, hey, everybody's gonna think I'm fucking Lois Lane, but really, and when he pulls his pants down, it's he's got the genitalia of like an elephant's face. There's like 2 horns, and there's like a fucking,
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess it was the
I always
idea.
like that joke, where it's like, who says that he has just like a regular penis? Like it could just be like this fucking three tentacled fucking thing with thorns on it, like a pig dick.
Yeah, he looks human for the most part. I never, yeah, I mean, it is weird if, I mean, the idea that Superman exists. I just thought, like the idea that, you have this, you're not, you're almost, it's almost like the idea of like, the Greek gods. And it's like
Mhm.
Zeus is always going down and pretending that, doing all this shit so
Well,
he can
Zeus
win
is
and shit.
like, I mean, Zeus is a god, so he's able to like change forms.
Hmm.
And I'm about to get nerdy. So Zeus is able to like change forms. He can like make himself look like a fucking swan. He can make himself look like a normal man. So when he does that, he's got control over his ejaculation. But like
I guess so.
like Hancock, you know what I mean? And I'm assuming like Superman, or most guys like Hancock showed like a good example. Like the girl like made him nut and he like shot a load through the ceiling of his trailer. So I can only imagine like Superman being the same thing. Like even if he's like built like down to whatever, down to the hairs on his balls, like he's still Superman. So like he'd be nutting um so it would be like he can never finish in Lois Lane, or he would just like fucking kill her unless they're in like some sort of like red light room, you know what I mean, like red sun room, where it's like, oh, we're gonna go into this room where this lamp depowers me, and then we could fuck safely, and then when I leave the room my powers you know get back on there. That's probably, and like that's why it's like
Well, I
like
mean, the
I
idea
bet
that
you like Wonder Woman could take it. That's why it was always weird. It was like, okay, so Batman and Wonder Woman kind of end up having the hots for each other, and Superman is for Lois Lane. But if they just like switched, they could end up like actually having kids. Like Wonder Woman could like take that nut, from Superman and produce somebody.
well,
But
that
like
that would have
Lois
been
Lane,
that would have been like the logical like conclusion or logical next step in DC's universe was the children and all this stuff. But then you got the SJWs there that just didn't want to have like real like it didn't want to promote like like fucking heterosexual sex. So they just fucking
yeah,
create all this stupid.
the thing was they hired some people who were like pushing their own agendas. You know what I mean? Like
I don't
I'm
think it's
not
their agenda. I
Starfire.
think
You
it's
know what I mean? And
not
like
what happened. No, no. What happened was you had DC and Marvel got bought out by big companies, and those big companies came in and just fired everybody, or just said told the publishers and everybody else that we're going to hire these people, and they just basically started creating like they're like they knew exactly who they were hiring. It's like if I hired Adolf Hitler to like fucking like babysit a bunch of Jews, it's not going to go well. It's like it's maybe a bad idea. And so it's like you get some psychopaths in
yeah,
there. They're fucking psychos, and they're gonna do psycho shit. What are you gonna say? They know what they're fucking doing, dude. They know. I don't think I think they knew when they
I
hired
can't
like.
imagine them being like, hey, I'm gonna. I don't know if they were even paying attention,
I think it's like this.
into
I
it. You
think
know what I mean? Like
they had the business already. They're gonna make movies, and they're seeing like 5 6 years in advance, like all these bankers do. So they see they're like, we're gonna make all these movies. We're gonna turn it from
yeah,
the comic book into like an actual like movie franchise and putting out all these stuff. So what they wanted to do was take it from being like a man's thing to being an everybody's thing. And the only way they could do that was to like make it so it's available for women and men and children and whoever. And so they think you saw the whole thing with Budweiser. Why would Budweiser have like the Dylan Mulvaney?
yeah,
It's like these people live in a bubble in New York City, and they literally read these like reports that are probably full of shit, and they're probably and they went to college. It's like I have a whole theory on like how these people like a lot of people that graduate college. I don't think really perform very well in college. I think they perform well at like like going along with like a lot of like crazy ideas, but didn't really do academically well. And so I
yeah.
think that's where they end up with these people that are just not very smart, but they are attuned
They
to.
ended up like getting rid of that woman, right? The whole Budweiser lady who was like, "Hey, let's bring in the fucking weirdo,"
They
and
they
she's
put her
gone
on.
because we went to Busch Gardens Old Country in Williamsburg not long after
Mhm.
that. You couldn't give Bud Light away, dude. It like it people were like, "What the fuck?" We don't want that. Like they were like, hey, a quarter for a fucking pint of Bud Light, and people were just like, no, I'll go over here and wait in line for $5 beer. It was
Yeah,
wild,
yeah,
dude.
yeah. No, I mean, I don't know. I don't really dislike. I mean, I've worked with trans people. They're totally normal people to a certain degree. Like they have their own views about things, and a lot of them have their own personalities. And so it's like, but yeah, you get a person like that, and Dylan seemed like there was a lot of problems mentally. It seemed like they're promoting mental illness, and I didn't like that part of it. I thought that Dylan was like probably a crazy person, and like promoting people to be kind of like act promiscuous, especially children act promiscuous, and like I thought that was a problem. An average
Yeah.
trans person that's just like, I feel comfortable this way, whatever. It's whatever. We've had those people around for thousands of years, and they haven't been a problem. They're only a problem now because whoever's doing whatever is trying to promote whatever. So it's like they're just stupid enough to get involved with the bad people that are trying to promote pedophilia or whatever. They get involved in those people. That's their own community, that's their own thing. It's the same thing with gay community. They want to get involved in pedophilia. Seems like a bad idea to me. It seems like any other in business. It's like you're gonna get in trouble. And so I think he was appealing to young people, and he was selling beer to young people, and also promoting sort of promiscuous behavior of like casual sex and shit like that. I
Very
think that's what they were
bizarre.
going with it. It's like real get. I mean, you see the whole backlash with Christianity now, and Trump's in power and all this shit, and like people are pretty much going to become Christians, and I think that's a big backlash of the media, just basically promoting this like real ghetto behavior of like, like when I was younger, you'd see these things called like pimps and hoes parties, and I never was at one, but I heard about it from friends, and
Pimps and hoes.
it was basically casual sex hookups. It was real nasty shit. It wasn't attractive women. It was kind of just nasty fucking ghetto people smoking weed and drinking and shit.
Yeah, I've never been to one of those.
Yeah, I mean, you have to kind of be in that scene, and like, but things like that is like the idea that like prostituting women was like a normal thing. Never, like you could tell me, you could have a million rap stars tell me whatever the fuck you want to tell me. It didn't make sense to me. What I'm saying? It's just it's just real dumb shit. It's like you see like Kanye West walking around with his like prostitute wife, naked and shit. It's just like crazy shit to me. But that's what they want to promote. That's why basically bring it back to comic books. I think that was where they were going with it. Is that they wanted to create this whole, they're just trying to they bring these people in, and they have their, like you're saying, agendas and everything else. They're trying to normalize this really weird behavior.
Woo!
So were you a big Terminator guy, like the first movie and everything?
Oh yeah, dude. Dude, when
Yeah,
I play Fortnite, like that's the character that I like to use is the Terminator skeleton.
yeah. I saw you playing some Star Wars thing. Is that Fortnite Star Wars or some shit?
Yeah, dude, they've got like a new like Battle Siege Galactic Siege where it's like
Hmm. Does
it's
it
like
cost you
it's
money or is
like
it?
Battlefront, it's like Star Wars Battlefront, but like
Mhm.
in the fort but they're using what's the like Unreal Engine, whatever they use to make Fortnite and all the Fortnite characters.
Mhm.
They've put it into a battle like a almost like a battlefront battlefield, where there's like A, B,
Uh,
C, and you got to fight for the different points of
oh
control.
yeah, capture the flag or something. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like capture the flag, A, B, C, D, capture the objectives, and you start off as like a lower person, as like a rebel or as a stormtrooper, and then
Yeah.
as you're playing, you like build up to the point where you're able to like play as a force user, and you go out there with a lightsaber and just start fucking. It's fucking fun, dude. But then my game like locked up, and that was it. But
Were you playing on a console, right?
PS5, yeah.
Okay. Hmm.
I
Yeah,
forget
there
what
was
you
like some
saw.
Star Wars game that came out years ago, and like I was watching like some streamer play it, and like it was like there, it was like that same thing. Like there was like normal like players playing that had kind
Mhm.
of like normal kind of like you had some extra powers because you were like had the Force, and then there was like a bunch of like um like fucking like Empire kind of characters, stormtroopers,
Yeah.
whatever. But then there's like they all like all these guys, they were part of a team, ran up on like Darth Vader, and Darth Vader's like an NPC in the game, and he just comes
Yeah, Darth Vader does show
killing
up in this
everybody. It
game.
was like the craziest thing I've ever seen. It was actually because he's huge, dude. Like the Darth
Mhm.
Vader character, like on the game, he was like hella big, bigger than all the normal players. So he was like a big boss kind of. So he pops
Dude,
out and he just starts waving his sword around, just killing everybody. It was like these characters were just dying. Right? It was cool.
oh, look at this
I was like,
dude.
that's how it started. That's how fucking Darth Vader would really be. He'd just be fucking bad.
Dude, did you see the last episode of Maul?
Of Maul? No, I don't think I've seen that. What's that show?
Dude, guys, that shit was dope, man. Maul was dope.
What's Maul? Is it a Star Wars kind of a thing?
Maybe Cyberpunk Oni. Hmm, it's not a bad idea.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I do. Maybe I could
What's
draw
good?
that. Maybe I'll draw that. Take a break and.
Okay.
So, the fuck was I talking about?
Maul or something like that.
Oh, dude. So like the last episode of Maul was like 20 minutes of Darth Vader showing up and just beating his shit out of everybody. There's like the whole season, you're starting to find out who's a Jedi, who's not. Maul is being a kind of a badass. Da 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 da. Some Inquisitors show up. There's some, you know what I mean. There's like a little bit of lightsabering going on, and then Darth Vader shows up and just starts fucking hammer fucking all of them, dude. Like there's no, he's almost like Jason or Michael Myers, dude.
Mm.
Doesn't talk, doesn't say anything. Is just like
Like
you
robot,
can't.
more robot than man, right?
I mean, he's definitely like hardcore swinging on him. Like he's not just like a beep boop boop and but it's just like Maul like doesn't know who he is and is like, what the fuck is this? I don't know who this guy is. He's definitely not an Inquisitor. But while everybody else is kind of doing some hee haw flipping around and shit, you could tell that Darth Vader is like limited in his actions. Does that make sense? Like
Mm.
Darth Vader isn't like doing backflips, and he's not doing the acrobats. Like he's not as like flashy. Like Anakin was like flashy with shit. Like he would swing his sword around and like play with it. Like Vader just fucking like it's hammer time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's like in the storyline, I guess he's absorbed the powers of the Emperor, or the Emperor's given him the dark side powers. So remember how the Emperor operates. The Emperor has like the lightning and just like kind of just fucking super strong, like
Yeah.
like you
He's
saw like
he,
Return of the Jedi
he's all
basically.
about it. He is like full like I mean, what he is full Darth Vader at this point. You know what I mean? This isn't like, oh, my son's alive. I'm questioning myself. No, at this point in the story that this show is happening, he is like, this is like prime Vader, just fucking force of nature. It was dope, and then it was like 25 minutes of him just fucking with, just like just kicking their asses. And they all barely escaped except for one. Like he fucking
Yeah, I mean, I think the universe would have been amazing to fuck around with, dude. I mean, I think that there was so much like, Star Wars, had so much potential to become a really awesome like
yeah.
mixed movies and series and stuff. It's tragic. I think most people just feel so defeated. They're just like, because it's like, I mean, Lucas at one point was kind of holding the series back and holding the movies back by being kind of a retard. And
Yeah,
then like, so people are like, oh yeah, if it gets in other people's hands, maybe it'll be awesome. Get into like somebody that actually wants to make like a hard sci-fi kind of like
dude.
insane, thing,
Yeah,
and then it
this
just
is
comes
what
back in the hands of like they want to make a Barbie movie or some shit.
they should have. They should have instead of the shit that they did, they should have the movies like Force Awakens and all the shit with Ray and Ben Solo and all that shit. Right? Those three movies. Those movies should have been told by an old Luke Skywalker, and those stories should have happened like thousands of years ago. Like they should have done like a High Republic kind of story with the Jedi, and then at the end of the movie, you find out that like it's Luke Skywalker like teaching the story or telling the story to like a group of like young Jedi. So there's like kind of like a connection. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you could have done a million things that most people would
And
do.
that
Like,
that, that doesn't like poo poo any of like the splinter in the mind's eye, the Dark Empire. You know what I mean? All that fucking cool shit that like happened. Like you're you're able to go somewhere that like people have kind of like fucked with but haven't really. You know?
I mean, I probably would have like if I was to do it and they brought me aboard and they were like, "Here's your series, try to fix it." So at least because it's fucked. I would have been like, okay, I'm gonna have like Luke Skywalker come back, and then his main ambition is to kill the Jedi that are basically betraying. Like he thinks the Jedi has become like an evil force, and that they're going to become like what his father became. And so he suspects that they're all going to become, they're all going to like, and so he's basically so it'll just be
Is he going out to
they just
kill him or just to go out to help him? Because wouldn't that be like he's like a source of light to go and like I need to go find these Jedi's in
no, he
hiding?
just becomes old and he's jaded and he's just like they're all going to
Oh
become like they're all going to be like
no.
his father that he had to kill. So now he has to. And so it could have been like, and so the
No,
end.
Luke is never jaded, dude. That's Luke is an ever flowing spring of hope for the galaxy.
Well, he ended up like killing his dad at the end, didn't he? He killed like fucking. He killed the emperor and killed his dad. So he did
No,
eventually came.
it was Vader that picked up the Emperor and threw
Oh
him
right,
into
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
force.
yeah, 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 yeah. You're right.
Right? Because he was like, "Yo, strike down your fucking dad, strike him down and become fucking my new apprentice." And Luke was like, "No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna kill my dad." And
So
he was
he,
like, "Then fucking die, faggot!" And like fucking lights him up, and like while he's going, "Father, please!" Fucking Vader
yeah,
goes and picks up Palpatine and throws him the fuck over the cliff. So
the space door or some shit. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, like down
yeah.
some fucking vent. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I'm fine with that. But it's like, yeah, I think there could be a story where they are finding these new the lost Jedi. You know that I mean that should be Return of the Jedi. Should be that movie like the Return of the Jedi, like them going around and like finding. Maybe there are some who are like, you know,
Yeah,
hey,
that's what I'm
weren't you a
thinking.
Jedi Master? You know, now you're a fucking bouncer at a bar. Like, what the fuck? Like, leave me
I would have
alone.
had like I would have had like it's like the Jedi are like they're like that he just goes around just massacring people and like and there's been like they're like because he knows that they're eventually they're moving to the dark side and they're kind of like doing all this stuff, but he doesn't really realize that he's at the end sort of creating like a super fucking powerful Jedi that can basically fight him because like it's like who knows people training to fight him because they know that if they do this, so it's like he's sworn off like there can be no more Jedi or some kind of shit. I would have been that's what I would have done,
That sounds like Highlander.
a little bit, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, but it'd be more of
There
like
could be only one Jedi.
it had been more like he believes that the Jedi are going to become like his father Anakin and that like there's no
That's
like
kind of what
nobody
we
should have done
got,
tomorrow.
right? I mean, we got like a poopy Skywalker, right? Like he was building the new temple, and then he got like a flash of Ben Solo going to the dark side, which made him flash his lightsaber. Ben wakes up and sees his uncle standing over him with his lightsaber turned on, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And then they fucking start throwing down. So like Ben Solo, I don't even think wanted to go down that path, which I think was why it fucked with him. He just was kind of like forced
You talking
into
about
it.
Ben Kenobi or something?
Say what?
Ben Kenobi, like
No, Ben Solo, Kylo
oh,
Ren's character.
I don't even know those characters. I saw those
Oh my
movies.
god, what
I
the
totally
these fucking
I
movies.
totally erased them from my. I see them, but I don't remember. I mean,
I have to. I mean, it's
I
like I'm
watched
not.
one movie
They. I
where like
thought
that
there was
Kylo
good
Ren
stuff in it. You know
character.
what I mean? I
I
thought because
watched one movie where there was like that female.
Adam Driver looks like fucking Harrison Ford, kind of. You know, like
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
yeah, I think so. It's the
He looks like
schnoz.
he looks. I
It's
looked
the
it up because
honky bobo schnoz.
I was kind of like I looked it up. I was like because he's sort of a strange looking character, and I was like I just Googled like the exact words. I was like, why does like whatever that name of the actor is look so strange? And then there was like 1,000 like Reddit posts and 1,000 other posts, like a million Twitter posts, all like this guy is like the most disgusting looking person in the world. Like crazy shit. Like his face is super fucked up. It was just all this like super hatred. It's like you don't see that much unless we're talking about like Laura Loomer or something. And I was like, oh, this is pretty weird, dude. Like people really do did think this guy sucks. I was like, he just looks weird. Like he has a really weird looking face. I just
Yeah,
couldn't, and it's like I think people are just like it's just when you have to stare at somebody on a screen for like 2 hours, it's hard to like look at somebody that's kind of fucked up looking. I think that's really a problem modern Hollywood in general. But
yeah.
it is what it is, I guess. The magic of Hollywood, I guess. But
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
mean, like with her, like I feel like Ray, if they had shown a couple of scenes of her maybe dealing with some uh desert spiders or something. So it's like they show her in the beginning of the movie and she's been there a long time and she's basically like repelling and shit inside the wreckage of these star destroyers, right? So it's like what if like she's doing parkour and doing force sensitive training without her like she doesn't realize it. You know what I'm saying? Like does that make sense? Like
I
she's
mean, I
like
guess
doing this like dangerous parkouring and maybe even competing with other people. They're all like there's like a time limit. You know what I mean? Like every morning, the overseer of the wreckage has a timer and he hits that timer. And that means you have like 3 hours to salvage and then to get back. So like within that 3 hours, you're like jumping and swinging and maybe somebody's fucking with you. You know what I mean? And then you get like your parts. So there's like a kind of like an action scene, and it kind of shows that she's kind of been like living this life where she's like becoming force sensitive or is like using her force abilities to survive, you know.
I don't know. I think if I was
See,
the
I'm
guy,
trying. They fucking should just hire me, dude.
the whole problem with that character, the Ray character, is that it's like once you start really trying to like, and you're talking about a feature film, which is like hours long. Once you start trying to like explore into who that character is and everything about her, and trying to bring her to a realistic kind of scenario where there's actually something that you could say, oh, this person's like, like I want to know more about this character. The first thing that happens is that you go, yeah, this character, they pull you back and then they put her in some like stupid scenario where she's like, doing some like charitable work or doing something stupid or just, being this cutesy little girl.
They had her
It's
sitting there
like,
scrubbing the fucking, and you know what I mean. It's not like, oh, they didn't really have time to tell that kind of story. It's like they had her sitting at a table, like scrubbing shit with sand. You know what I mean? There was time that that I think could have been edited away and my ideas would have been better.
Anybody's idea is going to be better. Yeah. I don't know. I think that they need to know their audience. You know, their audience has already seen these fucking movies, dude. It's like they don't want to see the same movie over again. They don't want to see the same. They're
No,
already
I
know
was feeling
that.
like I was seeing a
They
little bit
got
of
to
the same thing
create some
again.
crazy shit. They got to do some crazy shit to make things go. Oh wow, you know, this is a whole new, and just bring a new audience in, and just bring people in there. You know, it's just like I don't know. Yeah, I think they just dropped the ball
Dude,
the
I
super with
is hey, me and Lord Woodrow, could we do an opening where we do our faces on some G.I. Joe characters? Like we take our faces and we put them on some G.I. Joe characters and do some AI action. Is that possible? This shit would be funny.
what for your like opening of the show?
Yeah, fuck it. Never
Yeah,
really
G
interested in
was
this thing.
amazing.
Go ahead.
What's that?
I do like Ultron, but I'm not a big fan of the of Wanda's sex toy here, the fucking Vision.
Yeah, they didn't write him very well. I think it's like one of those things. Again, it's just like the character just doesn't really, you know, doesn't really have. It's like it's like a sex toy, right? It just doesn't have any perspective. It isn't a real person. It's just some fucking,
She's like Wanda's
it's
like
an
make it thicker, make it heavier.
I mean, if I was to be jaded, I'd say the reason why they had the Wanda and became a popular character was pretty much only because we were fighting the war in Ukraine, and the chick seemed like some Ukrainian or something. That's the only thing I could think.
What was the deal with Destro?
What do you
Why
mean?
was he under the control of fucking Cobra Commander? Was he just there delivering the guns and shit?
No, he was
Yes, Commander. Absolutely. You
he
want
was
your guns?
he was part of the hierarchy of like
But he wasn't part of like the cult of Cobra, like the rest of people there. Like
I think he was doing his own experiments and he was doing his own thing. Like he created like the Baroness and like, or she was like his right hand man, but he created like the like Zoltan. What was this? They got
did he?
yeah, I think that was his little team was like the fucking guys from like Louisiana or wherever they were from, like the Bayou. Remember that? I think those are all
Dreadnoughts.
the dreadnoughts, right? Yeah, and that was his thing. He was more like a scientist, kind of like he had the Baroness and everything like that. It was his chick. But yeah, I don't think Cobra Commander never had like a chick or a female or something like that. Did you ever watch those movies like the when they with like what's her name with the dude the serpent guy, whatever his name is, um what was his name, like the guy the like Serpentor, is that his name or something like that? Did I lose you?
What about Serpentor?
Was that the guy that was like they did the movies with was Serpentor?
I don't know if they ever did a Serpentor movie. I know they did a movie with G.I. Joe, and it was when they went like Cobra La. Cobra
Well,
la 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 la.
didn't the cartoon end and then they did like 2 or 3 movies and those were like hella good?
Well, the Serpentor one was a 5-part series that like played through the week.
Oh, okay.
And each part was them like getting more DNA for Serpentor. So Serpentor was the DNA of Attila the Hun, Alexander Great, Napoleon. I don't think they said Hitler.
Yeah, it's a little too. And that's where they had all those satellites and that shit, and they had all those like weird like fucking like I think they went into like fucking like the Bermuda Triangle and a bunch of crazy shit. And it was a really weird.
Dope. He came from
Yeah.
a rich family. His family all had metal masks. Gotcha. Yeah, so was it like a
Oh,
curse
like
or
Doctor Doom
something?
or something.
I just want so like because it didn't feel like he was there as part of like the Cobra thing. Because I watched the Cobra cartoon recently, and he like makes a comment like he's like, "What's with all the fucking cobras and stuff?" And Cobra Commander's like, "Isn't it great? Like it fucking it's fake and he like it adds to the mood kind of a thing." Like it looked like a castle with like serpents and shit on it, and it was like up in the snow.
Yeah, I mean that's basically Doctor Doom, but I mean Doctor Doom's based on like the Man in the Mask or something like
Yeah, a little bit.
like.
Well, he's like the Doctor Doom. He like puts his shit on because he doesn't want anybody to fucking see him,
I
right? Like
forget. Yeah,
he's
there's been like multiple. They've changed his whole origin story, I think, recently. And I know that now there's supposed to be some new Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man slash Doctor Doom or something or some shit or something like that.
somebody in the
Yeah, right.
chat wanted me to draw something. They called out their Uni character.
Well, I think I linked to that fucking video for fucking.
Am I allowed to show that? Am I allowed to show that video?
I have no idea. It's Star Wars, so maybe not. I just you were talking about it, so it was like, I figured it must have been that fucking fight scene you were talking about.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I'm scared to show it, but yeah, that's what I was talking about. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, all these characters. I guess it is weird. So Darth Maul is actually a good guy in this new series.
No, he's not a good guy. He's kind of like on his own now. Like he's about destroying the empire. He's like, but he also is aware that the Jedi's days are numbered and that the Republic's days are numbered. Like he's aware of the machinations of what was happening and what his master was planning. But he got cut in half and got like fucking dissed. So and then he gets found by his brother. His brother like heals him, brings it back, and then the emperor shows back up and kills his brother and beats his ass again, and so he has to go back into hiding. Like it's you know it's some
We
heavy
could watch a
shit.
trailer for the new like a Mandalorian movie. You want to watch that? I'm sure that'd be fine. Like, Grover trailer.
Let's see.
Final trailer. Yeah, they're real. They know that Star Wars is dying, and they're trying to do anything. They know that like the last good thing or the last thing that was popular was fucking uh was like Groku and shit.
Groku.
Yeah, Yoda or whatever, Baby Yoda.
Oh,
That's kind of cool. You can parallel the whole thing. You just like
yeah. I just thought I'd do it quick. Some of it I'm gonna have to get rid of.
yeah, if you're just doing like a fucking character profile, it moves pretty fast.
And it's supposed to be cyberpunk.
No, what character in Cyberpunk?
Uni?
Oh, you're talking about fucking like Woodrow's character?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't think Woodrow's universe is exactly cyberpunk. It's more fucking like more cyber like what is it like no, I'm trying to think. It says magic and all this other shit in it. What's the name of that fucking? There was a group of books and video games that were they were pop Shadowrun kind of series or something, like
Mm-hmm.
Shadowrun or fucking like where it incorporates magic and technology. Cyberpunk's supposed to be like hard sci-fi. I played it a bunch and I own all the books and shit. It's more like hard sci-fi where it's like you have like cybernetics that like push things. His was about like was it like the main character is like a demon that was summoned by this guy's father
Is
and
that what
like
the story is?
yeah, so his father wanted to become a badass and he accused it like accused it, so he created like it, so he ended up having like he created this like demon character, demon son, and he's like kind of like a bastard son, and then there's the bastard. Isn't that right? Am I wrong?
With Uni? With this
Mm-hmm.
character? I don't
Isn't
know.
that right? No, you never read the book?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Ah, fuck. What was your favorite part? I'm like, ah, fuck. Oh.
Yeah, no. So it's like he there's like the first few pages, the origin stories in the beginning of the series, like his wife gives birth to him, and then like there's like the brother and shit like that. I think remember it doesn't reveal a huge amount about everything in the backstory. It's more it kind of it sort of dwells into like this whole like thing with like his
Oh, your mom. You're going. You went out a little bit.
oh, sorry about that. It sort of dwells into like a whole different sort of like thing where I guess he's doing. There's a lot of action scenes and stuff like that, and then
Mm-hmm.
there's like a thing where the brother comes and he kills like I think his girlfriend or some shit. I forget exactly where he was leading to. He didn't really. It wasn't fleshed out totally. The backstory wasn't fleshed out completely, but there's a sort of a sequence in the beginning where the father gives birth to the fucking like to him and shit like that, and he's kind of like a. I guess in Japanese culture, like demons can take over people's bodies, so the demon took over the baby's soul or something like that.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm. She'll look in the chat and see Woodger's telling me how fucking dumb I am and don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Woodger has to click that fucking link and tell me what the fuck it's really about. Yeah. So yeah, he's saying that's right. I mean, just from what I played Cyberpunk, the role playing game, the tabletop game when I was a kid, a bunch,
Uh huh.
and it's a different world. It's like everything's super hard sci-fi. The whole original tabletop game is all about like killing like fucking your character off, or basically almost killing them, and then having them put in like new cybernetic implants so they can survive. So it's like supposed to be this insanely almost like a New York City or something where everything is like there's crime around every single corner. You can get shot and killed, super easy. So it's like you're constantly trying to survive all the time, and so you're always having to get like your arm will get blown off or something in combat. You have to get a new cybernetic arm, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And then you have to go like in the comic book you have humanity, so humanity you'll get in a lot of trouble if you keep putting some new cybernetics on yourself because your humanity loss will start going down and you'll become more closer to like a cyber psycho and shit.
And there was like one of the um Call of Duties. It was like I think a future one, and it was like, hey, like you're back, like yeah, I've lost my arm, and then eventually like there was some dude who showed up who was like his head was missing and it was like a robot head. It was like he'd been like uploaded into it, you're like, holy shit, it's a giant robot. He's like, no, it's me. Whoever. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But yeah,
Yeah.
like at what point are you like you're not even like you? If they're able to like, hey, we're gonna go ahead and put your brain inside a chassis, and then we're just gonna replace your head with a sensory update. If that does that make sense?
No, I mean, yeah. I mean, science fiction's done that a lot. Science fiction
Almost like a fucking Kang.
will upload your consciousness into like a computer system. It's been kind of talked about a bunch, I guess. Always, it's been around for a while, but it's one of those things where it's like, is your conscious actually like what makes your essence real and shit like that? It becomes a question. So it's like a last night's fictional question, like if you upload all your consciousness and your memories and everything, does that make who you are and make you into a real person? And then that idea that like if there's actually a soul in the person, the soul is what creates like needs and desires and all sorts of shit. I mean that creates like who the person really is, and you can't do that with
Uh,
computers and shit.
so yeah, so it's like okay, if we make a copy of me and then it starts talking, is that really me or is that?
Well, the idea I think is like so like take like the movie like Eternal Sunshine or whatever, like a Spotless Mind. You remember that movie?
Yeah.
So the idea is if you upload it or you can erase memories, and then your brain becomes more of like you become you become less jaded. Like so, it's like if you have a fear of like something, maybe it's associated with a memory or a problem. So your psychosis or your problems that exist in your life are all to do with memories. So if you wipe away those memories or whatever, so when you upload your memories and everything else, what creates a person and how does a person really react to who are they as a person? Is there more to it than just memories? Is there more to it than just a soul? Is there a soul involved in it? And that becomes like this weird dynamic question, like who people really are and like why why things happen, the whole how everything happens in the universe. I think there's like a Buddhist kind of like appearance of like is there an overall like mechanism that like creates a yin and yang, creates like certain situations, like can you defy that sort of like that control, is there like this weird thought pattern of all these things. But yeah, I mean it's sort of like the idea is that if you upload yourself, like the movie Free Jack that came out, they did that, they kind of talk about that.
Yeah, Free Jack
Yeah.
with Emilio Estevez.
Yeah, he was a big star one time, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, and that had Mick Jagger as well.
It did. Yeah. It was a weird role for Big Jagger. It was like kind of strange. He did a good job in it. It's like one of the movies he actually did well in. It's like him and David Bowie tried to become actors at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. And now it's like all the rappers are actors, I guess. Is that they've got rid of the rock stars and they have rappers doing it.
Let them try, you know what I mean? Like, fuck it. Like,
Well, somebody. I mean, as an actor, if somebody gets a role and you want a job, and somebody's taking that job from you, it probably sucks to be an actor and have somebody steal that work from you. I wouldn't
yeah.
want to. Yeah, especially if that's how you make a living. It's like you're going to be in a lot of trouble. Yeah, it's like I don't know. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, it's just weird that like fucking like like
Well, then, do you think it's weird when you see actors doing shit with like other stuff? Like, it's like, oh, this fucking actor is doing a comic book. Like, fucking.
I mean, the idea is your agent, like as an actor, will tell you what to do. So you play against typecast. So it's like if you did a major action film as an actor, your next step should be a major role doing the exact opposite thing, so you can grow your audience, and you won't be typecast as that certain type of thing. So you see actors do that, and you're like, why is this actor in this shitty movie? And he sucks at being an actor. It's because he tried to do something else and he failed pretty hard. Now there's other situation where if you're making people audience still want to see you as a major role, they'll just continue to pay for you. You know, it's like the actor that did Taken or something with Liam. I can't think of his name, but he did like a bunch of fucking movies, one after another,
You talking
and like
about
the Taken
Liam
series, and
Neeson?
then Liam Neeson, yeah.
You have my
Once did
daughter.
Liam,
I'm gonna
and then now
fucking
he finally did. He finally just recently did after his star powers kind of went a little bit. He did like Naked Gun. You know.
Dude, you know who he's married to now?
No,
Pamela Anderson.
that's funny. That's funny.
You know where
She's
they met?
um at a Motley Crue concert.
No, they met on the set of Naked Gun. Like, so he's in the movie, and she's like, "Yeah, I'll go ahead and do a movie." Like, somebody asked her to do this movie, and she was like, "Sure, I'll do it." And like, they met on set, you know. And he was like, "Oh, you know, you're kind of attractive." And she's like, "Oh, have you ever seen Baywatch?" And he's like, "No, I know what you're talking about." I was like, "All right, perfect." She's like, have you ever heard of the band Motley Crue?" And he's like, "No." So
I think he
she
probably has,
met
but
somebody who is like never seen the video, so she married him. No, I'm kidding.
well, yeah, that was another weird thing. How like
That was
all these chicks were doing
that really
pornos
bugged
back
me
in the day.
out. I mean, that was kind of like I didn't think that was that awesome. That makes sense. I'm drawing at the same time as saying I didn't that releasing of that tape fucking sucked.
I think that like there was like one of those like Kardashian chicks had a porno. I think,
Yeah,
and then like I think all those chicks did pornos after that. I think it became a very they suspected like like Paris Hilton's porno and Pamela Anderson were all leaked just to promote them, get some.
yeah, that was one of the rumors was that Kim released hers, and it was on purpose. You know.
Yeah. I mean, that was before she was dating like Kanye West or whatever,
Yeah. She was
some Ray J guy or something like that.
She was somebody's assistant. She was Paris Hilton's assistant or something. So she was,
Mhm.
kind of learning the Hollywood thing. She was seeing Paris Hilton do her show, helping her get it, and then was like, "All right, it's my time to shine." Her dad was very famous.
Yeah, he's a
You
famous
know,
lawyer. Yeah,
yeah, he was a really, really big lawyer. So,
yeah, he did the O.J. Simpson case and shit like
and
that.
I think she like tried to do a couple of auditions, shit like that, and since it didn't quite work out, she ended up.
Yeah, I've never understood the sex appeal of like Kardashians or most of those women. They seem like, but I kind of get the idea that it's just we've kind of gotten this role like ghetto culture of like porno stars and just other shit. So I think it's just that kind of weird. If you're into like I think if you're heavily into pornography, like and all that kind of shit, you end
It's
up
evil,
kind of going
dude.
down that road.
It's evil, dude.
Hmm?
It's evil.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, did you see the whole thing?
Rot your brain, man.
Kanye West was
It's
saying how he like that song about how he had sex with his cousin, like a male
what the
cousin.
fuck?
Yeah, on his
What?
new album, and then he like he said that him and his cousin just would watch porn and like read porn mags and shit, and then so it's like natural that they like get a little sex and shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. I have no idea if he's just being, over if it's he's indicating something else or whatever, or he's just finally coming out as gay or something. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
weird.
I lost interest in what that fucking guy was saying. That shit was off the rails for a while, so I just stopped.
I feel for the dude. Yeah, I mean, I like him and I respect it. I don't like his music that much. I like his like one first hit song or something. I don't like that, but the rest of his music doesn't
His
really
stuff was
do
good.
so much.
I did enjoy his music. I'm not gonna lie. I did enjoy some of his music, but
It's
then
poppy, I think.
it he went off the deep end, dude.
I think what happened is he just got into the system, and I think when you're with the Kardashians, I think you're kind of like you're in a really weird space. I think you're in a real weird world where they're not really. They're like demons or
That
something like that.
motherfucker
Yeah.
is not real.
But I mean, who knows? I mean, I'm not saying like I dislike them as a person. I just think that they, and I'm saying like I'm like talking about them in a real sense that they're demons. I'm just saying that they kind of have that real like thing where everything's sort of fluid. It's that whole new generation of fluidity where it's like something being a taboo or problematic is not
Hmm.
that way anymore. And so to me, it just seems like problematic. I'm from a different generation, I guess, or just a little bit brought up differently. But yeah, I wouldn't like. I don't think that. I remember talking to somebody one time. They were talking about these influencers, and they said they don't really do anything. They don't have any talent. So their talent is pretending to be talented, and so it's like, or just pretending to be famous. And I was
Mm.
like, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like this is like from a very high up, like fucking person in the media, and they were telling me that, and they go, yeah, this generation of YouTubers and all this shit is never going to be anything because it's like, yeah, these people back in the day, like they could sing and dance and act and do a million different things. They had talents. And these people don't have any talents. He's all these people just can't do anything. It's like you see musicians up there. Is why the music industry is dead is because all these people are just not even they're not real musicians. They're just like a happy face. It's like you think about like it's like take like something like Justin Timberlake. How did Justin Timberlake go from one day being like a big famous musician or singer to one day just being a famous actor? He just like walked across the street and he's like, I'm an actor.
Well, I mean, Justin
It,
Timberlake, not to be like, hey, fuck that guy, but he did start off like young, and he was acting. Like he was on Mickey Mouse Club and shit like
mm-hmm.
that. So like he
Yeah, yeah.
was, at a young age, like out there
Well, I'm more indicating that. So it's like
paying his
people have a
dues. You know what I mean? Like
well,
he
he has
didn't just
name.
like
He has,
come out
he
of
has name
nowhere.
recognition. Is what they get to. It's like basically they have name recognition, and that creates like buzz, and that creates people.
Yeah.
Same thing. I mean, the same story with like who was the guy who did the new like Blade Runner movies and fucking you were talking about him earlier. I can't think of his name.
Ray
Ryan.
Johnson,
No, the actor, whatever he's called.
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling. That's right. And like it's the same story, and I think the same story with the guy who did the Deadpool movies. They're all child actors. They all come from this thing, and they have name recognition. They have even more so face recognition. Like you see them, you recognize them right away.
Yeah.
So there's that. I mean, DiCaprio is a child actor. All of them are. I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, DiCaprio seems like a good actor sometimes. I don't understand the whole. I don't understand like a lot of his like views on politics and why he thinks he's a fucking environmental scientist. He could tell me about fucking when the sun's going to kill us or some shit and how we need to give him $1 billion to save the
Oh,
world.
dude, he's on a fucking
But
jet, dude. I don't give a fuck what he's saying.
yeah, no shit. Yeah, he's on a yacht
Like,
with fucking like a super Spider-Man and shit. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's just it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't think that they it's almost like clown world. That's the best way to describe it.
I
You know,
forgot.
normal,
What's
you know,
up?
normal people in chat.
Do we have any normal people in the chat? No way.
No, you got Bat Sauce. You got fucking Woodrow. You got Kurt Carroll in there. Yeah.
Come on, guys. What's going on? What are
Well,
y'all
they're all
drinking?
the normal like normal crowd.
Before I tackle this hand over here, I think I'm just these are just pencils, dude. Bad sauce. Oh my gosh.
You and Bat Sauce pretty good friends.
I mean, if he was like, "Yeah, man, I need a place to crash real quick. The feds are at my house." I'd be like, what are they charging you for? No, I think we're gonna do some stuff together. I think we are. I think we are. I don't want to get too into it. I don't want to talk about it, but I'm excited about it.
Okay.
Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
no, I remember
I
talking to him a
don't
while
want to talk
ago.
about it in public, but I am super stoked on the stuff that he's contributing to what I'm doing. I'm just like shit where I was mowing the lawn the other day and was like thinking about like the shit that he had done. I was like just thinking about it.
Oh,
And
he's
then I
like
drew
writing
some
a
shit.
story or something for you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got lots of hands and lots of pies, I guess.
Well, I have stuff that I'm doing for other people, and then I have something that I want to do for myself.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's all about promotion in this like little sphere. It's all about like
Yeah,
getting some.
and it was like looking at the scene or whatever, and working with people and being like, wow, that guy's stuff was really good. Like I read his stuff, I like his stuff. So there's some, and they trusted me enough where I'm like, yo, this is what I want, and they've like been very accommodating.
Yeah, him and his buddy were doing a comic book back in the day, and like I remember talking to him, and they were going to release like a almost like a 200-page book, I think, for like it was around like 10, $15 or something. And I remember I was like, whoa, dude, how are you going to sell a comic book that cheap? I was like, dude, it's like something like a story about fucking. I had to look up their fucking comic book, but it was like, I just remember I was like, there's no money. I was like, how are you going to make money on this thing? And, that was a long time ago. I haven't seen any. I don't know. I haven't seen him promote anything in a while, so I don't know. But yeah, him and like he's in that little world with Lombox and fucking Von Coleman and shit.
Yeah, I'm doing some stuff for long boxes as well.
Oh, really? Okay. What are you
Yeah,
doing?
he hired me to do something for his book.
Interior pages or covers?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's kind of cool because it's like it's interiors to some stuff that's like already been designed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I don't really have to do too much other than just draw.
Yeah, no, it's how you make a paycheck. I'm sure. Just yeah, you have to freelance and make your money any way you can.
Yeah,
Have you,
and it's nice that I'm like doing it with cool people.
have you seen that like Kelsey Shannon's back? He's back on Twitter and shit.
Yeah, I heard he was back.
Yeah, he's on there. He's like talking to people all the time. He seems like he's ramping up to do something. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I guess he was pissed off at Comicsgate or something like that. But
Oh, he was pissed off at Comicsgate,
yeah, I guess Shane was talking shit about him.
and that's what made him come back.
The story that I've heard, yes, that's the reason he came back, or at least started actually. I think he was always around, but just wasn't talking. I talked to Vaughn before, and Vaughn was saying that they sold that he's friends with them. He talks to like Patrick Parnell and people like that. I think that's what I've heard. He's friends with those people, so he's still around for that reason. But you wonder what he'll draw. He'll be up to something. He'll start doing interior pages for something or putting out his books and shit.
Yeah, the
He'll be
Dungeoneer
a
that
resurgence of people.
Dungeoneer shit came out, and then he started kind of creeping out of the woodwork.
Yeah, have you seen the whole John Malin shit with fucking Chrissy Mayer? They're like
No, what's going on with him and Gummy Bear?
I don't know. Gummy, is that what you call Chrissy Mayer?
Yeah, I call her Gummy
What,
Bear.
what's your story with Chrissy Mayer? Let me go grab a drink, and you tell me what. I know. I think you had some like some
I don't have
drama with.
anything going on with Chrissy Mayer.
Oh, you did? Okay, I thought there was
No,
some.
no, no, no.
Oh, okay.
I
I'll
just
be right.
I just made the joke when I saw her. I was like, damn, she got a lot of gums, and so I made the joke Gummy Bear just now. Like I've never streamed with the lady. She doesn't know me. I don't, I just know she's like a female comedian. So, whatever. Just know she's a female comedian. So, what the fuck ever.
Sorry about that. I had to walk away for a second. Yeah. Thirsty. Oh yeah, so it's just basically so John's on Twitter talking about Chrissy, and there's always been sort of this weird situation with this crew, and like are these guys all infatuated with these women? I think people suspect
Infatuated?
yeah, well, they're not sure if John Malin has like a wannabe romance or something with some of these people, and Chrissy Mayer is like one of the people they've said before.
Oh, jeez.
That's all in the DL, I guess. People, that's what people have always said about him. I don't know. Like they think that he's in love with Chrissy Mayer or something like that. And then you see Ethan getting there and the whole thing. It's like it's a little weird. Like I guess Chrissy is like fucking people like for what I saw from like fucking the Keno's Casino is that they were saying that Quartering's in trouble and Quartering's reaching out. So Quartering always goes out and gets like females like fucking to like kind of back him up. Like he got like oh what's her name like fucking the chick from like fucking Timcast, and then like the other lady I can't think of her name, like the goth chick. And so he just kind of gets these chicks on his show to kind of defend him.
And then dude, I don't know who. Yeah, I don't know any of this shit that you're talking about right now.
Oh, okay. You don't know it. Well, no. Cecil and like fucking Anna are all connected to like Chrissy Mayer, I think. So it's
oh, really?
Yeah.
The last thing I heard about Chrissy Mayer was she made a joke about Ethan wearing diapers or something, and he like got all upset and was like trying to say that it was his daughter's diaper order and not his.
Yeah, I saw some. It was funny because I saw an ad like on YouTube the other day. Like it'll be between videos. It'll switch over to an ad or as an ad break.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like what's his name? Like fucking like some actor. And the actor was saying how he had like prostate surgery or some kind of like maybe some kind of surgery or cancer or something. And so he was like he's all when you get leaks you have to wear diapers or some kind of shit. And so he was saying that it was like a definitely an adult diaper ad. I was like maybe it is something like kind of bad that happened to Ethan. Like maybe Ethan did have cancer or had some kind of real problems and he has to wear a diaper for medical reasons. I was like I'd feel bad if that was really the reason.
At this point, I can't feel bad for anything. If it was like, yo, man, Ethan just got crushed by a car, I would fucking have like no thought at all about it. Just, man, I don't know.
Yeah, dude, he tried to ruin your career. Yeah, he definitely did. Him and John and Shane. Yeah, they're.
It's fine.
They're cancel pigs. Yeah. Yeah, it's. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's fucking weird. Yeah. Yeah, they were fucking like, but yeah, so it's like.
Well, they were just trying. There was a lot of playing like big dog, and that was like unnecessary. There was a lot of like passive aggressive behavior that like really wasn't necessary. You know what I mean? Like imagine it felt like a dog park, and like a couple of dogs came in and started fucking strutting around, and it wasn't necessary. I don't know.
I mean, I don't mind like. I wouldn't mind debating either one of those people or having. I don't really think I'll ever do that, but I wouldn't have a problem in talking to those fucking people. But
at this point, I'm like,
or having. I mean, or listen. I wouldn't mind listening to complaints, but the problem is when they get people like Chris Bacon or they get people like other people like Riley involved. You're obviously, these people aren't playing in good faith anymore. They're basically trying to like, once they get their feelings hurt, they turn to like the little like crazy fucking people, and they try to fucking, they try to do like life ruination on you, and it's just fucking, it's like, okay, I can't, it's not about whatever topic or problem you're having. It's just like now you're trying to destroy my career. Now you're trying to
Dude,
fuck with me, and that was kind of like what everybody hated about like fucking, SGW, whatever, fucking, people trying to like fucking BLM people trying to fucking find out your work so they can
Riley didn't
go
like
after
what I
you.
said. He went fucking buck wild. Frog Tony fucking lost his shit and tried to like contact employees. Chris Bacon lost his shit
Well, isn't Chris
and
Bacon an actual like
tried
fucking?
to like he tried to contact my wife, and he like started posting like my family off of Facebook, and then tried to send DMs to my wife to tell her about all the mean things I was saying on X.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's
It's crazy, dude. It's like,
well, what is he? I mean, you have to think about what's he trying to accomplish. I mean, what's the end result that he's looking for? And his end result is probably, I'm gonna try to get more dirt on him. I'm gonna try to get his wife to say something so that I have something new to say. New shit to bring up. It's all life
yeah,
ruination. It's like, it's not about like, there's this going on or this going on. It's all about like, trying to bring up topics about shit, and yeah, I don't know. It's
yeah. So,
it's not, and he has no business being in this sphere, anyways. He did the same thing until like Eric July, and he got himself in trouble for that. So
well, Eric July didn't want to work with him, or didn't want him to work with him, or something, and he
he
he,
probably thought he was fucking
he got
crazy.
poopy pants.
Eric probably was like, this guy's fucking crazy. Get the fuck away from me. It's probably what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, so it's like,
So
in the day, you can't. I mean, guys like that. That's the whole point of having those people around. It's like, I guess it's fine to have somebody around like that so you can like, attack somebody for you. But in the day, that person is a very toxic, insane person. You can't have them around. They're not going to help you. It's like if you're going to try to promote comic books and make money and present this business factor, it doesn't work. But yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, I don't know. Yeah, the whole thing with like fucking the Kino Casino is that they were trying to
yeah,
a-log.
buddy.
They were a-logging a bunch of crazy people and saying a bunch of crazy shit. And one of the people was the Quartering, and then the Quartering basically struck down their channel and got them banned from YouTube, and I guess took away a lot of revenue from some guy that used to like that worked for him that was making basically wife and kids that he made money with, and so they're fucking super pissed that he they basically struck down his channel, and so
Damn.
yeah, and so and then he was lying about it, and then he kind of said he didn't do it, and just the same story, the same thing that they always do. And but it's I guess the reason he has any kind of money or any kind of situation is he got to deal with like Rumble, so he gets paid a bunch of money each month from Rumble. That's what they say. So I don't
Oh,
know.
really? Rumble?
Yeah, he's like what do they call that shit when you get fucking turned out by Rumble or whatever? Is you get like a contract with them. So he gets a monthly stipends
No.
from Rumble just to stream and put out content. But he was making, I think he makes like a 90,000 a month or something like that. Plus
Wow.
that, but that's his super chats, and then he also gets like hooking Rumble money. So his Rumble money is something like that, maybe 100,000 a month or something to pay for all his expenses and shit. And they would just say, they're like, why are you trying to get people to donate like money when you're just doing Rumble and you don't need, not even, you do these crowdfunding things where he's like, pay for me to go to this conference or pay for me to go here and shit like that. Pay for me to get a new microphone. And he doesn't need money or any reason. He's just, but who knows? I
Yeah,
mean,
I haven't really kept track of any of that shit, dude.
yeah, John Malin was fucking trying to like fucking defend her. He was going. He's been writing posts all day long. I could send you a link to the post if you want to look at them, but
I'm fucking good, dude. You explain to me is enough for me.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, I guess. Here, I'll see if I can look it up. But yeah, you got Ethan and John both like defending her at this point.
That's funny.
Well, they're all about YouTube and shit. You know, they're all about
Sure.
like this is like their YouTube family or something like that.
YouTube family.
Yes, sir. Let me see. Well, then people are pointing out that like Chrissy Mayer said weird shit. You know, like that she had these fantasies about fucking like underage kids and shit like that.
What?
Yeah. There's like and they're tweeting that at John basically inside his tweets.
Why is
They're
he
like,
defending what she said, or what? What is he?
he's just saying that everybody dogpiling her and they're unwanted, and everybody's saying no. There's a reason why people are like talking shit to her because she's a piece of shit. Yeah, she's a scumbag.
Uh,
That's pretty much the gist of it. Let me see. Yeah, there's like a. Oh, here it is. Here you go. Throw that in the chat if you want to look at it. But yeah, she just basically said that she has this weird fantasy where she's trying to fucking it doesn't work. Where she's trying to fucking like get with this fucking like
is it part
she
of her
has
stand-up? Is that what it is?
no, this is her just talking to some girls on chat, you know, and just saying how she wants to like she wants to get with it. It's like it's posted right inside the. It was. I only saw it because I was like, why is John so obsessed with this chick? Like, what's going on here? And so I was just reading through this whole thing. I was. I mean, I keep waiting for him to say
He's
that
missing his wife. He's just there alone.
I don't even. I feel if all that stuff's true, I'd feel bad for him. I don't know. I don't. It's.
I don't, man.
I know
You know, maybe if he
working
wasn't
like
such a dickhead, like on the regular, like I don't know, man. He's just a fucking asshole. So
well, yeah, maybe that's the reason why. Maybe he is involved with these.
that's what I think, man. He's just a fucking dick.
He hates his audience. He hates people like you. He hates the other comic creators. And the only people he likes are like people like Chrissy Mayer and Ethan and these other YouTubers. He doesn't like. He's basically sold his soul, I guess.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate because he kind of. I don't know. I wasn't really expecting. He kind of came right at me. I couldn't handle it, but I was like, "Oh, what the fuck? Like, is this for real or is he joking around?"
What do you do? He's like, you're talking shit to you or something?
Yeah, the first time I met him, he was talking some shit to me. And I wasn't expecting it.
Well, just jocular kind of talk. I mean, dudes will kind of like.
No, because I've like mentioned it before, but it was like, it was one thing, and then it was like another, and then another, and then another. So once I mentioned like this like first encounter, he latches onto that.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, some of the stuff seems jocular with these guys, like Ethan and John seem like a little jocular, where you're just kind of like you're razzing people, you're fucking around. I think I thought that
it just seems to go both ways, or it just seems to go one way. That's all.
And then and then when I saw them doing the backroom shit, I was like, no, this isn't jocular shit. This is bitch moves. You can't do that shit. You can't go into like a back room and try doing like fucking life ruination on people. And that's not like, if I go up to somebody and like, oh, dude, look, dude, like I'd make fun of somebody's haircut or something, or their shoes, like, dude, where'd you get those shoes at? Blah, blah, blah. Between, if I'm friends with the guy, it's just me fucking with him. I'm just friends with him. It's jocular shit. Like I saw you, it's like jocular kind of like I was on the fucking basketball court with a friend and I was like, dude, you can't fucking shoot, dude, you fucking suck, or some kind of thing. You should, did your mom teach you how to fucking shoot a basketball? It's not. I'm not trying to hurt the guy. I'm just fucking joking with him. I'm just fucking with him. But that's what I kind of thought was going on. But I don't know. Yeah, I kind of get the impression when they're doing the backroom shit, with these, especially with women and people that are not really part of this scenario, and they're trying to do other shit. Yeah, it's not jocular. It's just fucking, it's some bitch move shit. It's like, it's not really, you're not trying. It's like some dude trying to cover up that he's a bitch. That's what I've always kind of got from it. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make. I mean, I don't know, but yeah, I mean, I think that people suspect that it's just all like that these people are gonna like get together, like all these different YouTubers are gonna get together and then just start and just like pretend to like, and then just sort of say how they're the victims of all this shit. So it's like quarter pounder and all that shit. They're gonna play some bitch move stuff. I mean, you see how Raptor's getting fucking flagged off YouTube. You have to wonder what's going to happen next. Like,
well, he's just going to move to
a Rumble.
Rumble, right?
Well, I mean, so it's like Raptor got flagged off. Fucking like the Kino Casino got flagged off. Other channels are getting flagged. So it's like it's this whole sphere of like, if you talk shit or you talk truth to power, as they might say, you're going to get fucking flagged off YouTube because they're going to protect their fucking content creators. And that's the way it used to be for a while when things started going down. It got really bad in YouTube. So, yeah, Yeah. So maybe everybody will go to Rumble and start making the Rumble money. Maybe Rumble will be the place to go. I don't know. Twitch is supposed to be the same kind of thing, a little bit.
Make some of that Rumble money.
Well, yeah, you have to have like a thing. Didn't you try out for like Locale Live or something way back in the day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only because Liam did.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny, and plus, I was honestly, I was getting bored of Comicsgate, and I was gonna try something different.
No, I mean, if you're one person with talent,
I got really in trouble. I went out gloriously, dude.
You want what?
I went out gloriously.
What does that mean?
Dude, like they had it was just like, hey, sorry, you didn't make it. It was like Matt Barr, you're fucking fired, you fucking racist. Like they fucking went hard.
Oh, for the moon cricket thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was like
funny.
Well, I mean, yeah, I've seen other people do that online, and I think I've seen like Keemstar defend those people. So I don't know what the fuck he was saying. Like Keemstar's a little fucking, two-faced bitch.
It felt very manufactured. You know what I mean?
Well,
it felt like it was just like it was like you guys aren't really upset. Like they were just like looking for something to be poopy pants over.
Yeah. No, I mean, I tell you 100% from knowing this sphere, I guess, there's been people that have said the same thing, and he's defended them. Now, he didn't defend them for them saying that, but they've said that thing, and he never had a problem with them. So, and he's actually helped those people get their channel back. So, as to what's going on there, I don't know.
And there was like a certain tone of like, I was talking to a white guy and making a joke about what somebody had called him. You know what I mean? I wasn't like calling somebody that. I wasn't like, hey, Violent, you're a fucking moon cricket. You know what I mean? I thought it was in good humor, and they didn't. So whatever.
Yeah, but it was on their show though. Maybe
yeah. Maybe it was on their show. There's.
I mean, I can see the side where you're just like, I don't want to be involved in that. I don't want to be an actual like, for my show. I could see him saying something like that, but yeah, I mean, it still seems like a stretch, especially for YouTube, and especially for this.
I felt like it was a little bit of a stretch. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You have to be
also fine though, because once I was like kind of in the back room and kind of hanging out and shit, it was like a bunch of like just drama, just online drama, and that was what was feeding the whole thing. But like drama between like women and shit, old women.
Yeah, they're mentally ill people for sure. Yeah, I mean,
old women and fat guys. It was odd.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, shit.
Well, I mean, if you can get promotion and sell your comic book, who the fuck cares? That's fine. You just
Yeah,
don't
but
have
I
to
don't know if those were actual comic
once
book
you get involved in
buyers.
it.
You know what I mean? They weren't really, discussing comics.
No, I just meant like once you become sort of celebrity, kind of to a certain degree. But I don't know much more than what I've seen with like Boogie and shit like that. I've seen a few things with like those people, and it does seem like huge degeneracy to a certain degree. I mean, like Boogie's like dating some like real young girl who I don't know what's going on there. It's just strange as fuck.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know if people suspected Boogie's paying her. She's like a prostitute, but things like that. Yeah.
Like a
I
Oh, really?
Well, she's like yeah, she's real thin and she's young and she's with Boogie. Have you seen that chick? I don't know.
And that makes her a prostitute.
Well, I think it's more that she's kind of been around. She's kind of sticking around. It doesn't seem like they're having sex, that kind of thing. It's like she's obviously paying her, maybe not like an actual like prostitute, but more like he's paying her as an escort kind of thing. But I don't know. But he admitted in that thing where Boogie was saying that he admitted that he was like he'd spent all his money basically hiring escorts in for sex and like had like and buying him gifts and shit. So he had basically he made a bunch of money on YouTube back in the day when you could make money on YouTube.
Yeah.
And he had blown away all, and that's the reason he's on Lookout Live is because he's going to lose his house. He lost all his money basically hiring all these escorts and shit.
Jeez.
So it makes sense. That's where they put all the connection together. Yeah. I mean, they're all scumbags. I mean, to a certain degree, but yeah. I mean, that's the weird thing is that you would think that like, Comicsgate would not get involved in this kind of shit. Wouldn't get involved with these kind of people, especially they're supposed to be above all this stuff to a certain degree. And it seems like the people that they're at Marvel and stuff are more, normal in that respect than they are. They might be talking about trans issues or gay issues or something like that in comic books, which I don't understand why anybody would ever give a shit about Spider-Man's sexuality and all. But
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody wrote a whole series about Spider-Man banging a bunch of chicks and shit, and then like doing degenerate stuff, even though it was all heterosexual sex, nobody would want that. Nobody would like
I'm
either.
not really. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not.
Nobody would want that. Nobody would want all that crap. And, so it's like I think that's the reason why The Mandalorian was like a very popular series when it first came out, is because it just sort of it didn't try to do any PC culture shit. It was just all like very much like I'm going to tell a very basic story, and tell these and just have these basic relationships. Like basically, it's a father and daughter or father and son kind of relationship thing with the baby Yoda and the father and shit. It's kind of like Lone Wolf and Cub, like we were talking about before. So that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely had like a lone wolf and cub vibe to it.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just messing around.
You finishing the colors or something like that?
Yeah, I guess.
Are you going to do something new for Woodrow?
New?
Yeah. You did the cover for him. Are you going to do something another?
I don't know. If he asks for it, if he asks.
He said he was coming out with another comic book or something like that. So I don't know.
Nice. Yeah, I would.
Did he send you a whole like spec of like what the sword does and all that shit? Like why it has like the little the cord coming from it? Maybe he froze up or some shit. I think Bar is fucking frozen. Oopsie. All right, I'm here by myself. I have no control over this. So, yeah, what am I talking about? What do you want to talk about, Tim? Yeah, I can't even pull up any videos or anything like that in here. Thanks. Turn it back on me, huh? Yeah, I figured. So I'll show you. I'll read some of the stuff that John Malin is talking about. So John's like, he wrote something. It says me, which is like, I guess John. Christy doesn't deserve her friends viciously turning on her over Jeremy. And this is them, I guess, is the rest of the internet that hates Christy. Jeremy's a piece of shit. Me, Chrissy isn't Jeremy. Them, Chrissy stole a sweater. So he's saying that's all arbitrary shit. Nobody's really saying anything about Chrissy. And then you got all the normal people coming in here. Basically saying that she knows what she's doing, that she knows that like what she's pretending to be stupid about all this drama going on around the quartering and everything else, and what quartering has really been up to. Some guy writes, "Sorry, let's rephrase the sweater thing. Chrissy is a piece of shit without anything to do with Jeremy. Regarding Jeremy, no one is entitled to an interrogation over who they're friends with, though. Something." So you got a lot of posts here. Says, hasn't it been revealed that Chrissy and her husband had a hand in flagging channels as well now? And then there's like a thing where somebody's brought up and says, showing that Chrissy's been flagging a bunch of channels just like quartering. It's all in John's preview at this point, telling John that he's with the wrong person. Somebody wrote, YouTubers need to keep themselves in line, John. Before you know it, they are Walmart greeters again because they have zero other skills. Quartering is in a place of shit for false flagging, but he's demanding somebody else address some drama during some stupid live stream. It's just retarded. And Matt still isn't backed. There you go.
All right. Well,
sign of time to end the stream.
Yeah. I was like sitting there drawing. I guess I can't draw and stream at the same time. My computer was like, "No, you don't."
Oh, it's like just crashed on you.
Yeah. It just it rebooted all by itself. So I think that might be a.
What's your program that you're using? Like, what are you using? Like, fucking, like, what is it? I'm trying to think of what it's called. You tell me. What program do you use to draw with?
I'm using Sketchbook Pro.
Okay, yeah.
On my Mac. On my tablet, I have Procreate, but I haven't quite gone into that yet. But I'm going to. With my next book is going to be done in Procreate.
Did you get like a big ass Apple tablet or something like that?
Yeah. I got
How
like
big is it?
The 12.5 tablet.
Okay.
It's fucking massive, and then I got the pen as well. So yeah, this is. But I'm still practicing on it and shit.
Do you have a Wacom or something you're using now? Is that what you're just using?
What I'm using right now.
How big is that? It's like 21 inch or something.
Yeah, roughly. It's big. It's one of the big boys.
Yeah, those are expensive as shit. Yeah.
And then I got I'm doing the Mac. But it's like early Mac Pro, early 2009.
You think Procreate's going to be as good as like Sketch or something like that?
I have the 27-inch Cintiq.
Mm.
27 QHD sync.
How much was that? Like 10 grand or some shit?
It was like 3. It was
Okay.
3 when I bought it brand new.
Yeah, damn.
But I'm running on OS X El Capitan, so I can't go any higher than that. I'm like 10.11. So
on your MacBook or something like that?
on my Mac Tower, I got a Mac Tower
Uh,
that I use. So
yeah, the new Mac Minis are pretty decent price. Like they stopped making them, but they were like around $500 for a new Mac Mini, and
yeah, it's just
basically
I
run
I
newest
I can't
OS.
get Adobe. I won't be able to put the old Adobe that I have on the new system.
What do you use Adobe for?
Work stuff like Adobe
Uh,
Illustrator, Adobe Photoshop, lots of
hmm
Adobe Illustrator.
Oh, so you don't have the subscription? You have like an actual own? You have a real copy of it?
Yeah, I still
Hmm
use the last ownable copy
Yeah, I have the same.
because it's like,
Yeah,
why bother? They're like, hey, we've added this new feature. I'm like, I already know how to do that. I don't fucking care, or I don't even bother using that tool. Like, here, pay $50 a month. It's like, what the fuck?
yeah. You can get just Photoshop or something for like 10, $20 a month. It's pretty cheap, but
Yeah,
it's only if you're working a bunch. It's like when I work a job, I'll always give them a new subscription because like somebody
mhm.
wants the newest version of Premiere or whatever I'm using.
Like, and
You know?
nobody says anything. Like, I send people, Illustrator files, like pretty simple vector artwork, and it always runs fine. Nobody's been like, hey, you're sending us CSS, 6, CS6 fucking vector files. Like, everybody is fine with with my files. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, you could always like you could always take the older versions and go the new version. You can't take a new version and go back to the old version.
Yeah,
It's into a
you
project.
get like weird cropping shit. You get like weird clipping going on. It's
Yeah, but I
odd. It
mean,
fucks with it.
you can't read like old. I mean, if you have an older copy, you can't read newer copies. So if they sent you a client, like it was like we have this design, you have to open it in Photoshop or something. You couldn't use it. You have to pay for the subscription or something.
Yeah, that's fucking
Yeah, that's where I
gnarly.
run into trouble sometimes. Like somebody wants me to work on a project that's already been worked on. They're like, oh, here's all your shit. And yeah, so that becomes retarded. But yeah, it's like I mean, everybody hates the subscription model. It's just like, but
Everything's a
it's
subscription. Even
expensive.
my kids' games on their iPads. It's like Pokey Poke is like a goddamn subscription. You can't just spend here's $5, here's $20 for a game, and then there it is. No, it's like a subscription. That's like $100 a month, a year or something. It's fucking wild, dude.
Yeah,
Wild.
yeah. They got rid of physical media. They got rid of all the physical media, and now they're subscription based everything. It's like
Fuckers.
so they could run their servers and all their other shit. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
where Amazon makes a lot of money. Is Amazon owns all the servers and all that shit.
Yeah. Well, man, I'm
Yeah.
gonna wrap it up, dude. So
All
thanks for
right.
stopping by.
Yeah, it was fun talking with you.
Thanks for holding down the chat and not showing any genitalia or anything.
I wouldn't even know how to do that if I wanted to. Oh yeah, I'd have to video. I'd have to get on. I'd have to get on. Like, turn my camera on or some shit.
All right.
Yeah. All right,
Take it
brother.
easy. See you
Yeah,
next week.
man. Good night.
Peace.
Yeah, man. See you.